Hello, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh. First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
This month in Sports History Moment is brought to you by Discount Diesel Parts.
On September 1st, 2019, Houston Astros pitcher Justin Verlander became the first ever pitcher in history to pitch 2 no-hitters in the same visiting stadium, throwing 2 against the Toronto Blue Jays. The first coming in May in 2011 with the Tigers, the second on September 1st in 2019, where he struck out 14 batters on the way to a 2-0 victory.
Hi, folks. This is Big Al from Discount Diesel Parts. You know, we carry a full line of parts for highway trucks, heavy equipment, and farm machinery. Parts like in-frame kits, heads, fuel injector kits, turbos, water and oil pumps, gasket kits, and so much more. We have it and at a great price. Visit us at discountdiesel.ca to get ready for the coming season and know that Discount Diesel's got the parts to get it done.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. The KJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
April 6 across the 40 to the 41 now. Second. Touchdown is Tommy Neal. One quick strike, and the Riders have the lead.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
Not surprising with Shane Beamer's lineage, playing and coaching for his dad. This is a really good kickoff. It's right in the midfield. What's up? Stands in goals.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
He's hit it high and deep to right center. And it's gone! Have yourself a day, Bo Bichette. His 4th hit of the game and the 2-run homer has given the Blue Jays the lead.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Saul 492, closing in on 500. Big shows here on Sports 1440, Wednesday, September the 3rd. So glad you can tune into the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440 on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work or wherever you're heading out this Wednesday morning. And now you can watch us on YouTube as well at Sports 1440 AM. As always, we're always streaming on iHeartRadio, the Radio Player Canada, TuneIn app, even sports1440.ca. And if that's not enough, if you miss any part of any show, all you have to do is search it. It turns into one of the many podcasts that are out there on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Just subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. And apparently we are now streaming live on the old Twix on X, formerly Twitter, as well. We are everywhere. So glad you could come along with us on a Wednesday morning where the Toronto Blue Jays won last night. Was that a wild, crazy game or what? Pitching was optional. Defense was optional for that matter, it seemed as well. Jays beat Cincinnati 12-9. George Springer continues to tear the cover off the ball. 2 more home runs, 3 runs batted in. Bo Bichette also had a home run. He is tearing the cover off the ball. These 2 guys in, well, the month of August, I don't think it gets much better into September. Call it the last 27 games or so. Average for Springer's 402. Bichette's 367. Springer's got 10 home runs, 18 RBI. Bichette's got 23 RBI with 5 home runs. They've scored a whack of runs. George in the leadoff spot. Springer's got 34 runs. Bichette's got 24. Their OPS is off the charts. 1.208 for Springer, 1.017 for Bichette. These two guys are carrying the team right now, and they have to, because both the Yankees and Boston won last night, and both the Yankees and Boston are on the Jays' heels, just 2.5 games back. We were talking yesterday to Mark Sheldon from MLB.com, and I thought like Nick Lodolo was going to be starting, and he was starting up until almost game time for Cincinnati, but then could not take the bump because of an illness. So that changed everything for what Cincinnati was doing with basically a bullpen game. And Jose Barrios hadn't pitched for 9-10 days. It did not look sharp right off the bat. Only went 2 innings. Didn't get defensive help again, though, in the sense that Isaiah Kiner-Falefa had a couple of opportunities to get him out of an inning. Maybe is he the right answer? I know, I'm not saying the right answer at third because you got Clement and Barger. That's not what I mean. I'm saying like he's the third option there. I think Clement's banged up. I get it, but Barger's there. And John Schneider's very. He is a guy, a manager that wants to get all his players involved. I get that. But at this point in the season, I think the option at third base here is not IKF. Anyway, Barrios just went to 2 innings. Good news for the Jays that they do win. They win this one 12-9 and stay 2.5 up. So they'll close out that series today, and it'll be Shane Bieber up against Zach Littell. The big news here in Edmonton, though. Carter O'Donnell signs with the Edmonton Elks. This is a player that had, he's got a pretty big history here in Edmonton. 4 years with the Alberta Golden Bears. So when you look at the offensive line here for former Alberta Golden Bears, you got Carter O'Donnell, you got Mark Cordy, and you got David Beard. So all three of them had pretty darn good careers with the Alberta Golden Bears. So you got 3 alumni from the Bears. Carter O'Donnell, went down to the United States to try his hand at NFL football. Was it a success? Well, he was in tough. He wasn't drafted in 2020. He signs with the Indianapolis Colts and then goes to Arizona. So he was with the Colts, up and down practice roster for the most part. And then same thing with Arizona. Had some injuries, but now I think every player, when they go down to play the NFL game, always goes, this is good. Making a bit of cash. It's the starlight. It's the big buzz. It's the NFL. I'm not playing. So he's 26 years old, and Carter O'Donnell's going, I think it's time for me to play football. So I think it's cool that he's back here. He's from Calgary. Came up here, was recruited by Chris Morris, and now Chris Morris grabs him again. We'll have Carter O'Donnell coming up at 8:20. He was in, I don't know if people remember, he was in the East-West Shrine Bowl back in 2020. That's the last time I interviewed him, was when he was heading to the East-West Shrine Bowl. We'll talk about that and other things. The Elks will get back to the practice field today. It's a late practice, late in the afternoon. Try to have some rest and recovery after Labor Day Monday, and try to rebound after the 28-7 loss to the Double E. Hey, text line's always open. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440. Yeah, 28-7, the final on Monday. Can the Elks rebound on Saturday? But we mentioned it yesterday with Eddie Steele. A lot of injuries right now. A lot of injuries. If you look at what happened in that game on Monday, with Jake Ceresna going down, Niles Morgan going down, Curly Gittins went down, adding to the fact when you've got Stephen Dunbar Jr., Bobby Smith, and Nick Anderson, those are 6 pretty big nuts. 6 pretty big nuts. Text line 833-401-1440. Stair Farmer chimes in. Good morning, everyone. Have a great day and a great show. Hey, let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Wednesday morning. Duke, we've also got some tennis coming up at 9:30.
Mm-hmm.
Felix Auger-Aliassime up against Alex de Minaur. That's at 9:30, quarterfinal action, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, these morning sporting events that we get to take in the studio while we're live on air. It always is a little wrinkle to the morning. He's going to be in tough. De Minaur, obviously a very well accomplished player. but OGLA seems already slaying a couple big dragons so far in this tournament. So it's when you talk about the momentum for Canadian tennis after Vicky Mboko's victory at the MBO, and then OGLA Asim, Leilani Fernandez, and Dabrowski going as far as they have in the women's doubles thing. It's a good time to be a Canadian tennis fan.
I also watched a little bit of the late match last night, prime time. Taylor Fritz, Novak Djokovic, when I was crawling into the old fart sack. And Novak beat him in 4 sets. Looked pretty good for an old guy, and now he's just kind of chugging along. Fritz has got, I think, a real bright future ahead of him. He's still, he's not an old guy, but he's not a young guy, but he's still got to get it together, I think. Should mention Leilani Fernandez and partner Venus Williams lost in the quarterfinals in doubles. Carlos Alcaraz, that was the morning match, or early afternoon, late morning. He really had no problem in his match to move on. Said he's going to go golfing now, Duke. He's got an extra day. I find that hard to believe that he would do that, but I saw a home run hit last night, Duke. I don't know if you saw it. Shohei Ohtani off of Bubba Chandler. Did you see it?
I did. And, to say you've seen it is a little bit of a misnomer, because the exit velo on it, what was it, 118?
120, I guess.
120 miles per hour.
Fast, hard, I guess the hardest hit ball. Now, here's a cool stat. Ohtani becomes just the 4th player in Major League history to reach 100 home runs in the first 2 seasons with his ball team. Would you have any sniff who the other 3 are, Duke? Big-time home run hitters over the course of the year, over the course of Major League Baseball, over the,
Okay, well, let's start with some obvious ones. Barry Bonds.
No.
Hank Aaron.
No.
Well, you just said some big-time names. Those are
Babe Ruth.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were still talking the modern game of baseball. No,
Roger Maris did it with the Yankees, Babe Ruth in 2021, Maris. Then the other one is Alex Rodriguez. So just to reach the century mark in home runs, first 2 seasons of the franchise. Pretty cool. Not a whole lot of guys have done that. Sometimes when we get in the morning, Duke, you see something like a post and you go, well, this is pretty wild. Pablo Torres is a reporter, obviously did a lot of stuff, NBA, you saw him on a lot of TV shows. This is an exclusive. He's got basically a show that's called Pablo Torre, pardon me. It says exclusive. Kawhi Leonard signed a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job with a fraudulent tree planting company funded by $50 million from Clippers owner Stevie Ballmer, according to documents obtained by Pablo Torre. It was to circumvent the salary cap. This is going to get some legs, I would imagine, today, no?
I think it already has. I think it's got legs. I think the legs are churning, and this is making waves online as we speak.
Yeah. I haven't taken a deep dive into it yet, Duke.
No, I've read as much as you have, which essentially is that headline and the kind of initial tweet. Pablo Torre, if I'm not mistaken, was also at the forefront of the NFLPA uncoverings. If we're talking 2 months ago now at this point, where the leader of the union was, expensing very personal things to the union and trying to write him off that way, whatever. So he's obviously got his hand in the right pots. He's tapped in.
It's going to be an intriguing, and I mean, did this story bust last night and then just sort of reposted today? I'm not 100% sure on it, Duke.
I saw it this morning when I was scrolling as I was up and having my breakfast.
Look at this.
Wow, who told the intern he had to be here this early in his first week?
Sam Wilness just slides in at 7:12 just after. Well, that's not bad. That's when you look at how the interns have been arriving at certain times over the course of the last 2 years.
I'll be honest, Kevin, I didn't know he was coming in. I figured he'd still be kind of just a middle of the day, ease his way in, but no, we're throwing the whole bag of wrenches at him.
When you got Josh Fenwick showing up not like an hour or two late over the course of his illustrious career, but about 8 or 10 hours late, now like Sam Wilness, this guy's big time.
I have a question for you, Kevin.
Yes, what is it?
How long until you call him Sam the Record Man?
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, that's yeah.
That just seems like
Sam
it's
the
going to be
record
right
man.
in your wheelhouse.
Well, I'm actually pretty quick then now, I guess. I like it, Duke. I like it. Sam the record man. It's not a record.
Yeah, Connor Halley up and at him early with the wee baby Benny, who came in for a studio visit yesterday.
Really?
He just texted me. I told him between 7 and 8. That's what Connor's directions were to the intern. So he is right on track. Way to go, Sam. Way to do it.
Attaboy, Sam. We got a pretty busy show for a Wednesday. And, you know, the big thing this week, I would imagine sports fans looking forward to is that NFL starts tomorrow. I mean, one more sleep until Dallas and Philadelphia. Also, this week, it's Miami and Indianapolis. And we're going to head down to Miami and talk to Alain Poupard from Sports Illustrated, covers the Dolphins. He's been on the show before, so we'll get his take on what's going on down there. Mark Specter, as usual, in his 8 o'clock slot from Rogers Sportsnet. We've got Carter O'Donnell, as we mentioned, just signed with the Edmonton Elks yesterday. Assuming that he will be ready to go, ready to play on Saturday. We'll ask him. It's not going to be totally his decision, but I think when you're in the mix, you want to get in the fold and get going as soon as possible. 9 o'clock, David Schlemko, the former NHLer, our co-host from 9 to 11 for Cougar Paint and Collision. We got Hot Rod, Roddy Peterson from the Rod Peterson Show. I was texting him last night just to get things rolling. He's fired up to get things smoking hot today with RP. And then Stefan Rosner from NHL.com covers the New York Islanders. He'll be with us in the 10 o'clock hour. As always, the text line is open, 833-401-1440. King of Fort Nasty's in, Oliver Steve. MTR, man, he's coming on hard here. Early text for MTR usually doesn't get out of bed till 9 or 10. So we'll get to those as the morning progresses. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man, all on Sports 1440 on YouTube and also on Twix.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for. Call Mr. Rooter.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit GreatCanadianSolar.com and call today to get started.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at GoElks.com.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate Booster Ball. Peppermint, cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999. Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the move, you're never more than a tap away from Sports 1440. Download the radio player or iHeart app today so you can get all access anytime to Edmonton's only sports radio station, Sports 1440.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Canada, there's no mountain we can't climb. No challenge we can't conquer. We won't let any roadblock stand in our way. But detour simply means we'll find a new way to get where we're going. When faced with a U-turn, we'll do whatever it takes to make it to the finish line. We are a country built on tradition, a tradition of perseverance and strength. Race time. Are you ready?
The Amazing Race Canada, all new, Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave. Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 720 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Sam the Record Man on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. As we were talking off the top, everyone pretty jacked about the start of the NFL season tomorrow, Dallas and Philadelphia, but also this weekend it is Miami in Indianapolis, and that's where we're going to start things off this morning with Alain Poupart from SI Sports Illustrated, covers the Dolphins. Good morning, AP. Thanks for jumping on the big program this morning. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. My pleasure, Kevin. How are you?
Good up here. We saw your, I saw your last article making the rounds with various media outlets. And as you said in your article, not a whole lot of love when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, you know, across the country with various media outlets. Did that surprise you when you threw that together?
No, because that's kind of what's been out there throughout the summer. And the big question is exactly why is there so much hate for the Dolphins? I get not expecting a Super Bowl or even a playoff win because, hell, they haven't had one since 2000. But this level of disdain for the Dolphins heading into the 2025 season is a little bit surprising to me. I get it to a certain degree, but I think it's overblown.
What do you think the biggest question marks of this team going into the season are?
Probably the same as it's been the last 3 or 4 years. It's always, can they stay healthy? Because, and obviously every team is going to be affected if they have injuries, except the Dolphins have just a lot of guys who have a long history of injuries, starting with quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, who's played 1 full season out of 5. And you're talking about the most important position on the roster where the Dolphins have had issues with their backups. And I don't know that there are a whole lot of people nationwide in Canada, throughout the world, actually, who cover the NFL, who actually expect the dude to play 17 games in 2025. And that's always a starting point. And then he's just one of many. They could have a very, very good pass rushing group with 4 high-end pass rushers, edge defenders, except 2 of them have long histories of severe injuries. That's Bradley Chubb and John Phillips. So it's throughout the roster.
Alain Poupart with us on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Devon Achane, how's he been going into the season with his injury situation, and is he ready to go for week number 1 here?
That's the word. We'll probably know more a little bit later today. The Dolphins have their first full-blown practice in preparation for that game against the Colts. Dolphins also have to release a participation report / injury report for the first time. And we'll get a sense as to exactly the extent of how much he's doing. But Mike McDaniel said last week, that all systems were go for him to be ready for week 1.
What have you made since you've covered Tyreek Hill with this team, Alain? I mean, he's always stirring up the pot, it seems. You know, his comments this year about didn't understand the offense for the last couple of years. Everyone knows about things off the field and whatever else. But what have you made about his his time so far in Miami?
It's two things. Number one, it's the player, and when he's healthy, there might not be a more dynamic, explosive player in the NFL. He was team MVP his first 2 years with the Dolphins, 1,700 yards each time. And in 2023, if he doesn't get a hip drop tackle by a Tennessee defender whose name escapes me right now, he might have hit 2,000. So dynamic, explosive player. And off the field, when you talk about his comments about not understanding the offense and all that, he said something along those same lines as well after his first year when he had 1,700 yards. And the thing you have to understand with Tyreek, what's going to come is a whole lot of distractions. He kind of has a need to stay in the spotlight all the time, and he's also a massive, massive troll. In fact, he's a self-described troll. He likes to stir the pot. So a lot of things he's going to say, you kind of like take it with a grain of salt. Now, there are certain things you can't ignore, but some of his comments, you just let it roll right off your shoulder.
How much of a distraction do you think that's been at times, Alain?
It is off the field, except the Dolphins knew what they were getting when they traded for him. This is not new. That's who he's been. And once the game starts, the dude balls out. There's never been any sort of question whatsoever about the effort, about doing what he needs to do to be prepared. The only issue there was what happened with the Jets last year in the season finale when he pulled himself out of the game. But which is where I point out the biggest issue there was not communicating with his coaches and with coaches mostly, that I'm going to pull myself out, because when he pulled himself out, he's looking at the scoreboard. They needed Kansas City to beat Denver, and it was already like 31-0 Denver. Mm-hmm. It was very obvious the Dolphins were done. They weren't making the playoffs. He played through a wrist injury the entire season, had other issues. So the fact that he was like, okay, I mean, our shot at making the playoffs is done. Let me not play hurt anymore, persevere through it. I don't know that it's the massive, egregious move that a lot of people made out to be. The fact that he didn't communicate properly is a bigger problem there.
Alain Poupart, our guest on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. What do you make of Jalen Waddle going into this season? Let me pony on that. Maybe expectations for Malik Washington as well, Alain. Is he the true number 3 receiver here at wideout right now?
Without question. Not even close. I think there was some thought when the Dolphins signed Nick Westbrook-Akine as a free agent from Tennessee that maybe he would be that guy because he brought size to the wide receiver core, which they don't have. But throughout the summer preseason, Malik Washington clearly has been the guy, especially with Tyreek Hill like sidelined for a good part of training camp with an oblique injury. So clearly I would expect him to get the most targets behind Hill and Waddle. Waddle looked absolutely fabulous all summer long. Having said that, if Tyreek's healthy, Tyreek's still the guy. And for the Dolphin offense to be as good as it can be, Tyreek's got to be putting up big numbers, and he's got to be getting a lot of targets.
Mm-hmm. What about tight end? I mean, Darren Waller, you look at his stats 5-6 years ago, they were off the charts when he was in, I guess, Oakland and then to Vegas with tons of targets and tons of receptions. Any chance you think that he can get back to where he once was?
That's a great question. Maybe that's the hope. To that level, probably not to that level, but I think he can become a factor in the passing game. The big issue with Darren Waller is we just haven't seen him. The Dolphins acquired him in that trade. It was July 1st. He began training camp on the physically unable to perform list, finally was activated late in training camp, and then didn't start practicing until very recently. And even at those practices, now we're in regular season mode, so we get to watch the first 20 minutes, and he's not doing anything in terms of catching passes. He's doing conditioning stuff. And the Dolphins keep telling us it's just about ramping him up for the start of the season, not wanting to have any setbacks. But it's at some point, it's like, I mean, is this guy going to practice or what? So it's strange. So I don't know what to make of Darren Waller, what to expect. I certainly don't expect to have anywhere near the numbers Jonnu Smith had last year, which also would be a good thing because the Dolphins threw the ball to Jonnu Smith so often because they weren't able to check it downfield to Hill and Waddle, and that made their offense not nearly as good.
Alain Poupart with us on Sports 1440. Let's look at this defense, AP, and in the sense you did mention the defensive line and Bradley Chubb. If this group can stay healthy, what would you say? What kind of havoc could they create with being a healthy group?
And no, they have massive, massive potential with that pass rush. Because I mentioned it's not him, Jalen Phillips, Matthew Judon, Chop Robinson. And then you have Zach Sealer, who's one of the best interior pass rushers in the NFL. That's 5 guys who can get after the quarterback, which would, again, create a lot of havoc for opposing offense. It would make life a lot easier for a secondary that has a lot of question marks, particularly at cornerback. And the Dolphins kind of are banking on that. And if the pass rush, which was a major problem last year, does not get better and become a significant factor, I think the defense could be in for a long year, but also the possibilities are very intriguing in terms of, I mean, they were 4th in total defense last year in terms of yards allowed, despite not having a good pass rush. So think of what they could do, and where it could help as well is in terms of creating takeaways where the Dolphins were not good in that area last year.
What about the secondary, Alain? Bring in Minkah Fitzpatrick from Pittsburgh, lose Javon Holland, the Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of the group back there?
And lose Jalen Ramsey, who wanted out and got his wish. I think they're probably better at safety because Minkah Fitzpatrick is better than, the fellow Canadian Javon Holland, and not by a little bit either, I would say. And then at the other spot, doesn't matter because the Dolphins had Jordan Poyer last year, who, while brought good intangibles, really is on the back 9 of his NFL career, if not the 18th grain. At cornerback, there's just a lot of question marks. There's just some young talent with Storm Duck on one side. They signed Jack Jones, formerly of the Raiders and the Patriots, who's got high-end ability but is wildly inconsistent. And then they signed Rasul Douglas last week to bring a veteran presence to the group. It's a little bit of a question mark. I think it was rated in a lot of places as the worst position group in the NFL, possibly. This was one point in the summer. I think it's gotten a lot better. That it's still a little bit of a question mark.
Alain Poupard with us on Sports 1440, the Kevin Karius Show. It is 7:30 in Edmonton. How hot is the seat that Mike McDaniel's on going into this season, Alain?
That's a very good question. I personally don't think it's quite as hot as maybe the perception is. Because remember, last year things went bad. The Dolphins were 8-9, but they also played without their starting quarterback for 6+ games. They were in contention heading into the final week of the regular season. The 2 years before that, they made the playoffs. And in 2023, they were 11-4, playing for the number 1 seed in the AFC before they lost at Baltimore. So it's not like his tenure has been a disaster, except the Dolphins still are looking for that elusive playoff win, which hasn't happened since December 30th, 2000. So I would say if things go sideways, he could be in trouble. But I think this notion of automatically the Dolphins will make the playoffs, McDaniel's out, I think that might be a little bit overblown.
What about GM Chris Greer then, too?
that's simply, I never get a question about McDaniel without a question about Greer. I think Greer actually might have a little bit more equity than Mike McDaniel. He's been with the organization since 2000, GM since 2016. Early on, though, he was kind of a more GM in title because they have an executive vice president of football operations, Mike Tannenbaum, at the time. So 2019 was kind of his first, full in charge thing. And I think Steve Ross, is the owner, is very, very loyal to Chris Greer. And could be one of those situations where even if the Dolphins make a move at GM after the season, wouldn't surprise me in the least if they wound up moving Chris Greer somewhere else in the organization. But like I said, I think the notion that he's on the hot seat to a certain degree, yes, because the results haven't been there, but I don't think we're talking very hhigh temperatures necessarily.
What do you make of this AFC East division going in? I would imagine you're like everyone saying that the Bills are the team that everyone is chasing. What about the other 3 teams? What would you be thinking that you're going to see from the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots?
Yeah, I can't help but think, and I may be wrong on this, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Mike Vrabel as a head coach. I think there's some talent in New England, and they were I hate to dump on a guy who lost his job after 1 year, but they didn't look like a very particularly well-coached team last year. And I think that's going to change. I think they're going to be a problem sooner rather than later, and I would not be surprised in the least if they wound up being second to the Bills, who are going to own that division as long as Josh Allen stays healthy and stays Josh Allen. And we're looking at a situation, in the AFC East, it was Tom Brady for 15 plus years. Now we're looking at Josh Allen, and it's it's the same old rinse, repeat, wash, or wash, rinse, repeat. And the Jets are going to be good at some point, because I also have a lot of respect for Aaron Glenn. I think right now they're too limited in terms of their personnel, but they're not going to be an easy out.
Every time we've had you on, and we talk about your connections to Canada, Montreal, the whole bit. Were you able to, keep tabs on a little CFL over the summer? What was it like for you?
No, sorry. I have not really. I've actually watched maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. I think it was Edmonton was playing. Might have been playing Calgary, I think, the other day. Actually, I was
Labor Day, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I was flipping through, and it was like, yeah.
You didn't miss much from an Edmonton perspective.
No, I think it was like 11-4 at halftime. I was like, that's an interesting score. There goes my CFL right there. No, and I told this maybe one of the coldest days of my life was I'm going to age myself here. 1977 Grey Cup at Olympic Stadium. And that stadium was not built to produce warmth, and man, it was freezing in there.
Yeah, I mean, Montreal and Edmonton had some wonderful rivalries back then.
They did.
Wonderful rivalries.
Yep.
Well, Alain, as always, thanks so much for your time. Enjoy, the NFL kicking off tomorrow with Dallas and Philadelphia. We got a game on Friday night in Brazil with Kansas City and LA, the Chargers. And then, of course, the team that you cover, Miami, getting at it on Sunday morning, our time, 11 o'clock in Indy. Always appreciate it. Thanks for coming on, and enjoy week 1 of the CFL, or the NFL, pardon me.
Yeah, CFL's way past week 1. I appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Very much looking forward. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Alain. That's Alain Poupart from Sports Illustrated down in Miami. The Dolphins take on Indy week number 1 of the NFL, and things kick off tomorrow, Dallas and Philadelphia. Duke, you guys had your little draft. You had your little draft yesterday. How'd that go? What's going on here?
Yeah, I came back into the studios at 6 o'clock, and Connor Halley and I sat around this very monitor and made our selections up against 11 lucky listeners. They bought their way into our raffle, and we drew names out. So 11 listeners competing in this half-point PPR redraft league against us, all raising money for SACE, Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. So that's great. The other half of the pot will go to the eventual champion. Interesting strategies by a couple people. Some notable listeners, of course. Triple C in a Truck, one of the most vocal Eagles fan we have. So shockingly took Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and I think an Eagles receiver too. I don't have the teams in front of me right now.
Come on.
Connor was happy because we ended up with Justin Herbert as one of our quarterbacks. We didn't take a QB until I think round 10 was our first guy. And then we took another one a round or two later. I was happy because we ended up with the Texans defense and the Texans kicker, actually, Kaimi Fairbairn. So a little biased hand in the pot for each of us. I think we got ourselves a good club.
Are you challenging, apparently, MTR for the league championship?
No, I think we'll go uncontested for the league championship. But would be my best prediction for the upcoming season. We went running back heavy first 2 rounds. We got a couple dandies, Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, a couple bell cows. So I'm looking forward to it. Connor and I will manage the team together, as we have both the baseball team this summer, last year's football club. Should be a good one. I'm looking forward to a little internal competition amongst some listeners and ourselves.
Wow. We got some passes to give away. We'll talk about that in the next segment. It's for the ATB Classic coming up. It's for a little thing that Sports 1440 is sponsoring called the Sleeman Birdie Bar. So we got 5 pairs of passes. We're going to give them away this week, and it's for next Friday at the Birdie Bar Suite on September the 13th. We'll let you know about that when we come back. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne and Josh Fenwick on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your
Portions of this hour brought to you by RV Wars. RV Wars is back. The massive RV show and sale is at the Premium Outlet Mall by the airport this weekend. 4 huge dealers on location, clearing out all remaining inventory. Special financing rates, no payments for 6 months. Details at rvwars.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 742 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. Text line 833-401-1440. From the king of Fort Nasty. Good morning, KK and Duke. The Carter O'Donnell story reminds me when the Duke left Delburne to farm in the big leagues, southern Saskatchewan, but returned because he just couldn't quite cut it there. Is this true, Duke?
No. I would never diminish myself to moving to Saskatchewan.
What if I put you on the old farm that I got, a little quarter section there? Threw you on there with an old tractor?
I find it funny, like you couldn't cut it in Saskatchewan, like as if farming in Saskatchewan is harder. I'm pretty sure it's easier. The ground's all flat there. I'd like to see some of those Saskatchewan farmers come and run combine or silage cutters through the rolling hills of East Cumberland County.
Really? That tough?
Oh, it should be illegal how dangerous it is driving some equipment in there. Like, I have to think back when my grandpa was buying the land to set up shop there. He looked at people, so he was like, yeah, this is cattle country. Shouldn't be trying to grow any crops on these hills. And he basically took that as a challenge to say, I'm going to do what I want. And there we are out there teetering the silage trucks across.
You don't think it was like that in Saskatchewan? Like it was easier?
Have you're from Saskatchewan, Kevin. It's flat there. There are no hills.
You know, some people, it's just as flat in some areas of Alberta.
That is true. 100%. I recognize that, but I'll tell you where that isn't, where Douglas Farms operates. I don't know what flat land is. I've never seen it.
Okay.
It's all hills. Just makes it more challenging. It's like farming on extra difficulty.
Mm-hmm. We were talking about Kawhi Leonard and all this basically hidden money to circumvent the cap. Oliver Steve texts in and says, it's like when Terry Vaughn was working in quotation marks at a welding shop back in the day. There were a lot of talk. There was a lot of rumors. There was a lot of talk years and years ago. We're talking 25 years ago now with the, back then with the Eskimos, because back then they had a lot of cash and they could bring in guys and they would, hide a little bit here. They also back then as well helped facilitate the success of other teams by putting some money towards the pot. How does that sound? We mentioned that we're going to give away some passes to give away for the ATB Classic. Sports 1440 proudly presents the ATB Classic at Northern Bear. Starts next Monday and rolls through the weekend. We are sponsoring the Sleeman Birdie Bar Suite on September 13th. So basically, this is tickets, a pair of tickets to watch from a premier suite. And we'll have a whole bunch of stuff in there that people can partake in. Duke's going to be there for sure, like we're about, 1 o'clock or so?
I would think that's an adequate estimation.
Beautiful. The Skyway Suites, Sleeman Birdie Bar as well. So anyway, how about we just say we'll give away a couple today, Duke? Is that what you want to do? Because we got to give 5 pairs away. We get to give 5 away before the end of the week. So I think a couple today would be sufficient. Let's do 2. So a couple of pairs of passes. All you got to do is send us a text in. How about who won last year? Is that a tough one?
Who won?
Who won the event last year? Is that too tough?
Well, I wouldn't know it off the top of my head. I'll tell you that.
Well, everyone just goes on the old interweb, Duke, and
that's
figures
true.
It out anyway.
Well, I mean, we could make it even easier.
Sure. What do you?
If you want to go in the draw for these passes, just text in Birdie.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, I thought because we were making the questions pretty easy for golfing with the G-Men, people were going.
Well, but it's going to be much harder this Friday. So maybe on Friday we'll make it a trivia question.
Okay.
But for today, it's hump day, Kevin.
Okay.
Middle of the week. Just text in birdie.
Send in birdie. Oh boy, Duke, really tough. We'll give away 2 pairs of passes. So 2 pairs of passes. Just send in birdie and the Duke will figure it out. And already we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people with the correct answer, Duke. This is shocking. Shocking. Birdie. Who said that? Was that Army Daryl said, hey, Duke, can I shoot mule deer at your farm?
Get in line.
Is that how, like, is there a lot of people that come and say, can we, they ask your family for permission or?
Yeah, it's pretty common. Some like strangers will come up the road usually each fall because, like I said, the whole area in which we reside is the rolling hills, the tree cover and stuff. It's very conducive. I'm not a hunter. No one in my family is a hunter, so we don't mind. And usually we're pretty liberal with it. We'll be like, yeah, just take care, don't shoot any of the cows.
Well, that would help.
That would help. If you do that, you're probably not welcome back the next year. But yeah, a couple of my friends and locals are trolling around the back 40. But yeah, if you come down Army Daryl, hey, we could probably make something work.
No, probably got to get some deer sausage out of it.
Well, so the one guy that comes and hunts every year, and he's pretty big time. I don't know what he's going for every year because there's even some elk down in our area. Herds will roll through, obviously, the occasional moose and whatnot. But he every year he'll show up and bring my dad like a big bottle of whiskey.
Yeah,
it's like, and Dad's just like, why do you bring? I don't drink. Why do you bring this for me every year? I'd rather you show up with some jerky or something instead. But yeah, listen, little tokens like that go a long way to earning favor for sure.
So we have a few texters didn't say their name. Just if you haven't said your name, send it our way. But we've got Tim, Scott, Paul, Bad Captain, Jacob, Russ, Tyson, Brendan, Justin, Bob, Tim, Mike, and then there's 3 or 4 Kim as well, all with the correct answer of birdie. Ooh. But just send us your name if we don't have it on file. And then how about this from Jana? Our friend Jana, longtime happy listener. Duke, Saskatchewan is not all flat. 5 minutes out of Edmonton in any direction is much flatter than my part of Saskatchewan. I agree, Jana. If you look at, Crooked Lake area where, I grew up, it's in the Qu'Appelle Valley, Duke. What kind of valleys is there in Alberta like that?
Waterton Valley.
Waterton. Okay. Probably down by Drumheller.
Drayton Valley.
Drayton Valley. You know what? I'd have to compare the Qu'Appelle Valley to Drayton Valley. I think the Qu'Appelle Valley might have it beat.
Okay. I like this text from cousin Nails though. The biggest thing about it is that our forefathers came through southern Alberta, across the province's best land, and then settled where we are down in central Alberta. You thinking there was going to be something better. They passed by the plains and the prairies of southern and southeastern Alberta, and they're like, no, there'll be something better. And then they ran out of.
No.
Then the wheel broke off the wagon. They're like, all right, I guess this is it.
They were getting pushed from the Redcoats, Duke. Is what it was. Klaus from Valley View, Klaus from Beaumont says Valley View. There you go. There both provinces here. Alberta is way different than Saskatchewan, let's be honest. But, Saskatchewan's got some areas that people probably don't even know of, even in Edmonton, and you would be shocked. Down in the Qu'Appelle Valley, absolutely beautiful. If you go up north to, just past Prince Albert, Waskesiu area is as good as it gets, minus the mountains. The course in Waskesiu is basically the same thing. And I'm not saying the same. It's close to the same thing as what Jasper Park Lodge is, minus the mountains. It was a Stanley Thompson design. Drayton Valley is flat. Is it? That's from DV Joe.
I can say I've been Drayton Valley all of maybe 3 times in my entire life, and they all came when I was a younger person. I think I went there to play hockey a few times.
Yeah.
This one came in from Jason, literally a place called Big Valley, and that's down in my neck of the woods, just between south of Stettler.
Big Valley Jamboree, Duke.
Well, in Camrose now, but originally, yes.
Hacksaw, hey, good morning, gang. Any idea how much dinero the Elks had to pay to get O'Donnell to come to the Chuck? Don't know that, but that's going to probably come out sooner or later. It's a fair point. Being this is a guy that's been in the NFL for 5 years. He's been making practice roster money. Probably, well into the couple $100,000s per season. I saw this other one before we get just to break. There was a guy that's at the head of the NFLPA, and they said, what would you like to see that's different? And he stuck up for the practice roster guys. He said, if you're 2 years on a practice roster equals 1 full year of pension. I thought that was pretty neat for him to say that, because the guys that make, the Micah Parsons, I mean, if you need a pension from the NFL, you got problems. You got massive problems. But it's the guys that are, the 53rd man and then everything down. Those are the guys that need the pension. So pretty cool. Playoff Al says, hey, boys, agree. Saskatchewan, we love camping up at Candle Lake Provincial Park. Makwa, Meadow Lake. I was just up there, Playoff Al. Some of the best lakeside camping you'll ever get. Lakes in Alberta are mostly dirty and gross. This is a bang-on text. I agree with you, Al. Very, very true. Coming up at the top of the hour, we got Mark Specter from Rogers Sportsnet. He'll be followed up by Carter O'Donnell, Edmonton Elks offensive lineman. The Elks get set for the return engagement this Saturday, 5 p.m. kickoff at Commonwealth Stadium after losing 28-7 on Labor Day Monday in Calgary. We've got David Schlemko, our co-host from 9 to 11 from Cougar Paint and Collision. We'll check in with Rod Peterson down in FLA, I believe. The Rod Peterson Show, that is everywhere. It's on Game TV. That show is everywhere for RP. And then Stefan Rosner from the NHL.com covers the New York Islanders. What are we going to see from the Islanders this year? They still got some pretty darn good players. Think about one of the top up-and-coming players that's still, he's been hurt so much. Matthew Barzal. He should be ready to go once the season starts here. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update. Brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, for your safety, for your time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays evened their series with the Reds last night from Cincinnati. 12-9 the final score. George Springer homering twice. Dalton Varsho and Bo Bichette also tacking on home runs in the victory. Elsewhere around the majors, the Mets beat the Tigers 12-5. Pirates getting past the Dodgers 9-7. Red Sox topped the Guardians 11-7. Rays beating the Mariners 6-5. Yankees winners in Houston 7-1. And the Orioles, they triple up on the Padres 6-2. Casey Mister reports out of the NHL that the league and the Players Association ratified their extension to the CBA back in late June that will include a playoff salary cap that could be implemented immediately and take effect for the upcoming season. Action from the U.S. Open in New York yesterday. A couple Canadian women in doubles action. Gabby Dabrowski and her partner Aaron Routliffe victorious to advance through to the semifinals. Leila Annie Fernandez and her new partner Venus Williams, they, however, fell to Townsend and Sinakova. Coming up in hour two of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Specter and new Edmonton Elks offensive lineman Carter O'Donnell. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the wad of hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for. Call Mr. Rooter.
The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Test drive the ultimate evolution in luxury. Lease or finance a 2025 XC60 from 0.49% and save $5,000. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 2.99%. Come and discover the deals now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at VolvoCarsEdmonton.com.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9, check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Canada, there's no mountain we can't climb. No challenge we can't conquer. We won't let any roadblock stand in our way. But detour simply means we'll find a new way to get where we're going. When faced with a U-turn, we'll do whatever it takes to make it to the finish line. We are a country built on tradition, a tradition of perseverance and strength. It's race time. Are you ready?
The Amazing Race Canada, all new, Tuesday at 9 on CTV. Stream next day on Crave. Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Oh, what a song, Duke. Wow, that used to be an old John Lee Hooker song back in the day. Hey, welcome back to the big program. 8 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick with you, and Sam the Record Man, our new intern as well here on Sports 1440. And we're also streaming live on YouTube as well as Sports 1440. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Buy a new vehicle. And you can help feed families this month. This is such a cool initiative. In September, for every truck sold, Northgate will feed a family of 4. See all their vehicles at northgategm.com. As we welcome in Mark Specter from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec.
You like food? I'll bet you'd be up in Northgate shopping for a truck this afternoon.
Get feed a family of 4. The way I've been eating this summer, Spec, I mean, eating for a family of 4.
Hey, you know what? Northgate, I mean, they're helping out people with this. I like that promotion. They've been really good to Sports Central over the long years. I've had my truck going there for 5-6 years, so it's a pleasure having them on board. Good people, Mike Lowe and everybody there, awesome people, and I like what they're doing here.
Yeah, exactly. And I know they've been with Sports Central for a long time and doing stuff with your tournament. So always involved. And man, we got so many, businesses that make sure that, that's the most important thing too, Spec. I always think, like, even through COVID and all that, like, there were so many businesses, companies that said, we got to keep things going. We can't pull back, and businesses were having a tough time. Everyone knows that. But, the businesses that said, let's just hold her steady here. And Northgate's one of them for sure.
Well, I don't know what happened in COVID with your tournament, but with ours, we'd raised about $100,000, and then COVID came along, and we didn't even run a tournament. Like, we didn't tee a ball up. And you know how many people ask for their money back? It starts with a zero, right? We raised $100,000 from businesses like Northgate, Chev Buick, and GMC, and everybody else. I mean, I go through the long list of them, man. And we raised $100,000 without putting a tee in the ground that year. And holy cow, that says something, I think, about our city, right? About the kind of people that live here and work here.
I said it for many years, Spec. I was working in Calgary before here, and the biggest difference is that everyone in Edmonton gets behind a cause, whatever it is. It could be a cause, it could be a charity, it could be someone needs help, it seems, or someone's down in the dumps, and everyone gets behind that person, that cause, whatever it is. Calgary, not so much like that. Not so much like that in Calgary. So it's a little different for sure. Mark Specter with us on Sports 1440. Well, what's catching your eye over the course of last night? And watch the Jays. Pitching was optional last night, eh, Spec? Or what do you think?
What was the final?
12-9. 12-9.
12-9. 12-9. Actually, it was a bit of a backwards game. It was their starting pitching that really wasn't any good. I thought Lauer came in, gave him some good middle innings. Like, that's what he's going to be. He's going to end up being the long guy.
Yeah.
But listen, you know what? Sometimes it turns into a football game, and you got to score 10 or 12 to win. I guess it doesn't matter. That I would say that game did not assuage any concerns about the Blue Jays bullpen, right? No one walked out of there saying, okay, we're feeling pretty good now.
Well, to be honest with you, if you look at, and you mentioned Lauer, so Lauer gave up a couple of runs. The bullpen pitched 7 innings. So that's not bad. In 7 innings of work, what they gave up. A lot of the runs that Barrios gave up were unearned. I was saying yesterday, they brought in IKF there, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and I think they have better options at third. No, I know Clement's banged up a little bit, but the thing with John Schneider, he wants to get guys involved in being on the team, but I don't know if this is the right time right now. So,
well, you're playing the long game. You're in first place. You feel like this. They picked him up off. Baseball's off waivers, right? And I get it. The manager wants to get him into a game. He probably hasn't played for a bit. He's with a new team. He's probably a little bit nervous. You got to get through these games now and not be trying to run him out there in September, October in his first game. So I hear it. I hear you. It's a hard time to break guys in, but he's a better player than he showed last night, I thought.
Yeah. And then maybe he was a little bit nervous. The one thing, there was that pitch that he could have got out of the way. He was like, nah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll just get on base.
That's a guy taking one for the team, and there's nothing wrong with that either.
But really, the two guys are carrying the team, Bo Bichette, George Springer. It's been like that for a month here, Spec.
Yeah. Bo Bichette, holy. I don't sense there was such a hue and cry about signing who was up last year?
Or at short, or what are you talking about?
Yeah, no. Big first baseman. Come on.
Rowdy Tellez?
Yeah. There was such a big about Junior. There was such a big hue and cry last year. We got to sign this guy. We got to sign him. We can't let him go. He's a franchise player. I'm not hearing that as much about Bichette this year. Maybe I'm not reading the Toronto papers, but Bichette, I don't know what he commands. I saw a number the other day. The contract's going to be $200 million or something. I don't know.
It's going to be higher. It's north of that, I think.
Yeah. So the Blue Jays salary structure, I don't know where it stands. I don't know if you can fit 2 giant contracts in the same infield like that. But could you imagine where this team would be without Bo Bichette right now? Like he's everything for this team.
That's fair. I think down the road they were probably thinking that the young guy or Elvis Martinez in the minors was going to be taking his spot if they couldn't sign him. That remains to be seen. They also got a couple of other younger guys at short that aren't ready yet in Arjun Nimala. But
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, the team right now, this team is set. It's in position to win here. They got enough pitching right now that they can win, and win the American League. To me, the National League's a little bit better as far as top end teams, I would say.
If you get to the World Series and figure it out, then that's still pretty good. How can I not think of Vladdy Guerrero's name? I don't know what's going on in my head.
Oh,
but
I thought you were talking about someone else. So that the only
I
big guy.
I don't know.
Was Rowdy.
Hey man, it's an 8 a.m. hit. What can I say? I like, sure, every organization has young guys coming up and they go, well, he's going to replace him one day. But that's like saying, well, we don't have Zach Hyman anymore, but we got Matt Savoy. Well, great. Matt Savoy's played 6 games. I don't know, these young guys coming up behind Bo Bichette, maybe one day they'll be the shortstop, but right now, no one's going to hit a ball. A shortstop that hits like that is a real luxury. There's a lot of times your shortstop's just basically a glove man and you get your ABs from somebody else. So listen, he's going to get paid. There's no question. Bo Bichette's going to get paid. Dante's boy, right? I happen to be covering the Trappers beat when Dante was in town and playing all the time. And he was a great guy. He was such a good guy. And could he you watch him take BP, the ball flew out of the park, man. Holy cow.
Well,
and Bo's a by far a better player. I mean, by far a better player than his dad. He'll get paid by somebody. I hope it's the Jays. I kind of like Bo Bichette. What about you?
I really do. And when you look at his swing, some guys you can tell, if they're putting the bat on the ball and getting the barrel on the ball spec, you can tell just by the way they swing. You don't have to be a great big guy. Just like the golfers that aren't great big guys that pound it out there. He's got the weight transfer. His hips get through the ball, and it goes like it's soaring, like it's carrying. It's got that spin. The spin rate is perfect. It just seems that every time he puts the barrel on the ball is carrying and carrying and carrying more so than other guys.
Yeah, no, real back control. Like he's also, I find when I watch him hit, I feel like when he gets 2 strikes, he has the ability to foul balls off until he gets one he likes too. Like his bat control is excellent. When he wants to hit a ball deep, he barrels up and it goes a long ways. When it's a 2-strike count and he spreads out his stance a little bit and he needs to slap one somewhere, he's good at that. Last week I think he was second in the majors in doubles. So he hits a whole bunch of balls to the wall. Like he just does it all, man. He hits for power, hits for average, right? Doesn't strike out very often. Listen, that's why you're a good team. I thought Buck Martinez said it well. I think it was the night before. He said, this time of year, your superstars got to play like superstars. And Bo Bichette's certainly been doing that lately.
Yeah, and Springer too. But both, for a shortstop, that's he's going to have over 20 home runs for sure. He's going to be over 100 RBI for a shortstop. That's not very common, as you said.
A lot of power out of the middle of your infield for sure.
Yeah, exactly. What's catching your eye across the hockey world? Anything, or are we just waiting out?
Well, boys, they're all skating. Like I keep seeing the pictures from down at the downtown community arena. And it's kind of funny. Like one of the things that interests me, Kev, is there's so many dynamics to a season. The Stanley Cup playoffs are so far away right now. You can't even think about them.
Yeah.
Like last year, they came off that disappointing Game 7 loss in the Stanley Cup final, and Connor rounded them all up and said, we're all coming in here. We're getting in here early. We're going to, I felt like the summer was so short. I wonder if they've done anything different this year. I wonder if the attitude's different. I thought that last year, the Oilers, it felt to me as a guy around just, in the outskirts of the team, it felt like they they were trying to get through the season and maintain and reserve as much energy as possible for the playoffs. And I don't think they did a great job of it all the time. I thought the regular season last year, it was meh. And I wonder if this year will be different. I wonder if the experience, right, of having been through the disappointment of losing a cup, I wonder if they'll be different / better at dealing with it this year. You know, we thought they win a division last year. They ended up finishing third, right? So I wonder if they can find a way to maybe channel that experience. It sucks losing, but you do get experience. I wonder if they can find a way to channel that experience, have a little better regular season this year. What do you think?
Well, I think home ice for them at this point, and it's funny how we talk about home ice spec with this team going back 2 years ago. Everyone said, you know what? If they would have had home ice in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, they would have won that game. What happens a year later? They have home ice. They have a best of 3 with 2 games on home ice.
Yeah.
And they crap the bed in games 5 and 6. It's that simple, especially in game 5, because that's the game that they needed.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean, right? So to me, you can talk about it all you want. It's more about executing and playing to your potential wherever you are.
Well, and being the better team. Like when you say crap the bed, the first thing I think is that that's a little disrespectful to Florida. I thought Florida walked into Edmonton and just was the better team. They came up with a brand of hockey the Oilers couldn't handle. That whole pinching down the walls thing. You know, I've never seen, not never, but in the last 5 years, I've not seen an Oilers team need that many attempts to make a zone exit as they did against Florida in that series. It was never the first one. It was always the second or third. And to me, that's where the game was won on Florida's offensive blue line. The series was won. The Oilers were flummoxed. They lost the board battles. They couldn't get the puck out. Florida got 2, 3, 4 consecutive tries at coming out of Edmonton's net. That's where it was won for me.
True. Very true. And we talked about it all last year in the final spec. Having said that, you have to find a way to negate that. You have to find a way to break through that. And the team never did.
Nope.
That's what's disappointing to me, Spec, was almost, and I didn't like at the end of the year, and we talked about it last year. I didn't like it at the end of the year where we got beat by a better team. Like they were head and shoulders better than us. Like I didn't like that result. I didn't like how that came across. How's that sound?
Well, I think the truth's the truth.
Yeah, but it's a best of 3 spec. It's a best of 3, and you got 2 on home ice.
It is. Hey, we all know it. And unfortunately, listen, I don't think we're both in agreement that the better team won, right? Like you're not trying to tell me the Oilers were better and still lost, are you?
No, I didn't like them just saying at the end of it, they were way better than us.
Well, you know what? I'll disagree with you. I think
that's fair. I just think that they had way more to give. The Oilers had Leon, how many times did Leon say it? We have more to give. I haven't played near my best.
Well, you know, I guess at some point we start to blame the other team for that or credit the other team for that. But hey, listen, it's the game's on the ice. All the stuff you say afterwards, it's pretty meaningless. When they played that game on the ice, I mean, again, a bunch of people who are listening to this show right now, we all know the sport. We all know the game. And even if you have a deep, deep love for your Edmonton Oilers, by the time that series was, after the first period of game 6, I think everybody realized, oh boy, I don't think the Oilers have an answer for this Florida team. They're just good. They play a system that Edmonton has a hard time with, and so does everyone else. That's why they've been to 3 cups in a row. So
Florida has the same team. I guess we should just say, well, they're going to be better.
No, you got to figure out how to beat them. I'm not saying you quit. That's not what I'm saying. No one quits. Would you complain if someone in the East knocked that Panthers team off this year? I don't think you'd complain.
Never mind, Spec. You haven't heard my outlandish, bold prediction this year saying that Florida's not going to make the playoffs.
Ooh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, how do you fashion such a opinion, my friend?
Stupidity, tomfoolery, the whole bit. I just think, with Kachuk out a half year, they've been to the final 3 times. They've won it. They're older. Bobrovsky's 36 now. I factored in all of these things. They finished 1 point ahead of Ottawa last year. So.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to say, like, I'm a guy that makes predictions based on history and odds, and when's the last time a team got to 4 Stanley Cups in a row? I mean, I guess it would be the Islanders, right?
I mean, yeah.
So that it's huge odds for that team to get to the final again. Frankly, for the Oilers to get the final 3 years in a row, teams don't do that very often either. So I'm not going to tell you Florida's missing the playoffs, but it's a pretty tall order to say, like, that's, to me, what makes those old Islanders so amazing is they played what? They won 4 cups in a row. So they won 16 rounds in a row, 17, 18. They won 19 rounds in a row before they finally lost to the Oilers. Like, who goes 19-0 in playoff rounds, right? That's absolutely incredible. Even the great Oilers never did that. So you know what? Florida's got it laid out in front of them. It'll be difficult. They're the hunted. Everyone knows what they do. Good luck to them, but it's a tough slog.
Excellent stuff, Spec. As always, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks, man.
Hey, thanks, Kev.
It's Mark Specter on the mark, brought to you by, powered by Northgate Chevrolet, Buick, GMC. This truck's for you. When we come back, newest member of the Edmonton Elks, Carter O'Donnell, will be with us. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job, from home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs. We're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Well, get ready for a silly, hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
If you're looking for nonstop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
and so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Summer yard work is a breeze with Echo in the Lawnmower Hospital. Check out Echo chainsaws and grass trimmers with the Speed Feed Trimmer Head. Echo's Pro Attachment Series makes almost any job possible with 16 versatile attachments, and it's a great time to pick up a backpack blower. Ideal for moving leaves and debris in summer or blowing away snow in the winter. See lawnmowerhospital.com.
The Lawnmower Hospital. Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:21 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing, getting snakes deep and giving 110% day in and day out. For all your plumbing needs, go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in the newest member of the Edmonton Elks, Carter O'Donnell, to the show. Morning, Carter. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Morning, Kevin. Happy to be on here.
Yeah, it's been a while since we spoke, Carter. I was thinking of the last time, and I think it was right before the East-West Shrine Bowl back in 2020. You were getting ready to head down. Where was that? Was in Florida. What do you recollect about that?
The Shrine Bowl or our conversation?
Both.
Well, to be honest, it feels like a lifetime ago. It's so long ago now. Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, you're right. I think we were in the weight room down at the U of A, and we were just shooting the breeze. And next thing you know, you're heading down to Tropicana Field. But the bigger news right now for you, Carter, that you're the newest member of the Edmonton Elks after 5 years or so in the NFL. Why now? Why this decision? Why is this a good fit for your career as a football player?
Yeah, I think it's just a great opportunity for me to come down here and have a role on the team and be part of something that I really believe in here. And they got a really young team, and I get to play with a bunch of former players, former Golden Bears, which is always great. Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though. You mentioned the other Golden Bears, especially on the O-line, and Mark Cordy and David Beard. What was the initial conversations with those two guys like?
Yeah, they're just super excited to see me here, and I think glad to have me in the room, and I think it'd be great moving forward here.
So right now for you, in the last 5 years, moving around a little bit, when you come in here now, what about the importance of just maybe being settled for a little bit, Carter?
Yeah, I think that's a big reason for me. Like I get to be here, and I get to be here for a couple of years at least, or a few years, and I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's touch on your time in Indy after, going undrafted in 2020 and then landing with the Colts. What was that initially like for you to spend time down there in Indianapolis with the Colts?
Yeah, it was a great learning experience for me. Get to watch and learn from, great players. Like obviously everyone knows Quinn Nelson, but everyone a part of that group, and make some great friendships and see how some of the best in the world go and approach the game and their process and how they kind of approach the week. So I think it was great for me from a developing standpoint.
Yeah, no kidding. Carter O'Donnell with us, new Elks offensive lineman, just signed with the team yesterday. Looking forward here, Carter, are you better suited at guard or tackle? Do you see yourself moving around? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I'm just kind of looking to fill whatever role they ask of me here. I'm just trying to fill that to the best of my ability and give the team the best opportunity to win the games.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel more comfortable at one position or the other?
No, I don't really. I moved around quite a bit, so I'm not, I'm not set yet, I guess.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people wondering if you're going to be ready to go this Saturday. Is it too quick? Are you looking at playbooks? What are you doing right now?
Yeah. Right now I'm just kind of taking playbook, kind of taking, just even how to get around the facility right now. So, yes, right now just kind of getting situated and see what they have in mind for me here.
Yeah. What do you think of the facility? I mean, you're talking about 2 NFL places in Indy, and then when you went to Arizona, we'll touch on that in a bit, but a pretty decent facility here.
Yeah, no, it's actually really nice. Great locker room. I'm just right now eating some of the food. It's delicious.
What do you have?
Happy to be here. Just kind of a basic breakfast, just some fruit, potatoes, eggs.
Well, that's all.
Yeah.
Potatoes, eggs, that's all. That's pretty good. Carter O'Donnell with us, Edmonton Elks offensive lineman. So when you came to Edmonton from Calgary and you were recruited by Chris Morris, maybe just go back to your time with the Golden Bears and what that meant to you to sharpen your skills to get set for your post-college career.
Yeah. I actually grew up in Red Deer, but I was born in Calgary.
Okay.
No worries. It was great. Obviously having Chris Morris there at U of A was pretty key to my development there, and as well as Terrace Palawada and Tom Dennehy, who are coaching at U of A, and kind of assisting me along my development. I think it was a great experience, great stepping stone, and really glad, I chose to be a Golden Bear.
Yeah. What was it like with Coach Morris in the sense that, he was a former offensive lineman?
Yeah, it was awesome to be kind of taken under his wing in a sense and allow, him to pass down some of his knowledge he learned from playing for so long here with Edmonton, and, being able to allow me to kind of hit my my highest level of play. So,
Yeah. I mean, this is a coach that really loved the offensive lineman just because of what he did.
Yeah, exactly. Having someone who, just has so much knowledge and being able to help me out is just, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. What about the other players that you were with here at U of A? What was that time like with them here?
Yeah, those are just long-lasting friendships, and being able to play with them. We got Josiah Shackle, also a Golden Bear I played with here, and guys even that I played with on the team that are in on the media team and everything. It's just great to see them, and basically get to come in and see a bunch of your friends at work is great, and having other guys I played with that are on different teams. Justin Lawrence out there in Montreal, so we great to see him as well, and yeah.
Carter O'Donnell with us, Edmonton Elks offensive lineman. Let's go back to your time in Arizona after you left Indy. What was that time like in Arizona for you?
Yeah, that was a bit of a kind of whirlwind. I ended up getting released there a couple of days after cut day in 23, and then find out I got claimed off waivers by Arizona. So kind of moving across the country there and having to learn a whole new playbook, and possibly having to play in the first week was a lot. And then I got to eventually get some starts in, and I'm playing some games in a backup role as well. So I got to play against some of the best to play football. I got to start a game against Aaron Donald and some other talented players in Houston and
this thing here, Duke,
and Atlanta. So I think that was really key to my development. To see what it's like to play under kind of the brightest lights you can, and how I responded. So.
Carter O'Donnell with us, Edmonton Elks offensive lineman. Who were some of the offensive linemen when you were growing up, either Red Deer or even here with the Golden Bears, that you enjoyed watching, either CFL or NFL?
I would say it was enjoyable watching Mark as he kind of went through the draft process and his Mark Corte, and as he kind of progressed to the CFL there. But a big kind of idol I liked from just kind of way I kind of modeled my game after was or tried to, was Quinn Nelson. That's kind of one of the reasons why I chose to sign undrafted with Colts. It's because what I liked about his game was not only was he physical, but he really kind of, I felt like he gave it out, just put it out all on the field. Like he's always running to help a teammate up. He's always giving, hustling down the field and trying his hardest. So I really like that. I feel like that's, something, obviously he's an extremely talented player, but he had very high effort, which you don't always see in people who are players who are, super talented. So.
What about a guy like David Beard? Because when you were at U of A, he would have been just starting his career here, right?
Yeah, I think he ended up coming. I think he was drafted by Edmonton, right?
Yeah, 2015.
Then he
went
to Hamilton.
Yeah.
So I kind of totally missed him, but it'll be great to play with Beard and someone who has so much experience, and being able to kind of learn the Canadian game from him, and kind of being able to listen to what he has to offer. So it'd be awesome.
Elks offensive lineman Carter O'Donnell with us on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. When you were down south, Carter, were you able, I know you're training lots and doing a lot of other things, but were you able to keep tabs on maybe the CFL or even the Elks for that matter?
They have, yeah. I always like to, check the scores of games if I can't, not able to watch them. And, I always like watching, connecting with some of my former teammates and seeing how the game's going and how they're feeling with the season. And Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to get to games at Commonwealth when you were playing at U of A? Did you take in any?
I did. We used to work the, I don't know if you know this, but we used to work the 50-50
Oh, yeah.
at U of A. So I got to watch a couple, 3 games a year at least, which is always nice.
Plus, you're selling a lot of tickets.
Yeah, exactly.
If people aren't wanting to buy them, you're just putting them in a little bit of a headlock or something and saying, come on, you're buying these 50-50s. Got to support Bears and Huskies and Wildcats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what's this week look like for you then, in the sense, Carter, that you're just immersing yourself, meeting a whole bunch of new teammates, coaches, the whole bit?
Yeah, I don't know. Basically that, just kind of meeting everybody, getting the lay of the land, if you will, and kind of just trying to learn this playbook as quickly as I can, and just kind of help the team win.
Mm-hmm. What about you've been looking at the last 5 years? You've been 4-down football. You're narrower field. You're everything. No motion.
Sure.
I mean, is this all coming back to you here or what?
Yeah, I think so. I've been playing it. I think I started playing when I was in grade 6. So hopefully, I think it'll just be kind of muscle memory, if you will. But you're definitely adjustment for sure.
Yeah, muscle memory. That's something for sure. Because I mean, the biggest difference for you, is it going to be the yard off the ball for you, or what?
Yeah, that'll probably be the biggest difference for me. And no, I think it'd be nice having that yard.
Yeah, no kidding. What'd your friends and family say about kind of returning to Alberta and area? And I'm sure they're going to be up and whatever, and all your friends from U of A will be checking you out here.
They're super excited for me and love this opportunity. And especially now that I'm only at least an hour and a half ish away. So
yeah, exactly.
It's fantastic.
What do you got for family now, Carter?
I got my mom and my stepdad out. They're just under 2 hours east of Edmonton, and I got my sister who's just traveling right now. But yeah,
they must be just excited that you're going to be back now, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure they are.
Yeah. Well, Carter, thanks so much for doing this. I know it's been a whirlwind 48 hours or so for you. Welcome back to Edmonton, and look forward to seeing you in person. So take care. And if you're in the lineup on Saturday, best of luck in the rematch against Calgary. Hey, how many did you must have just loved the Labor Day game and the Labor Day rematch over the years?
Oh yeah, for sure. Always an intense physical game, and I look forward to being on the field for it.
Well, continued success. Wonderful that you're back in town. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks.
That's Carter O'Donnell, Edmonton Elks offensive lineman. Our headliner of the day brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the true goat of local plumbing. That's mrrooter.ca. Man, I was having some big-time technical issues there, Duke. You had to come over, give me a headset. I have no idea what's going on here. It was the little display here would say Fox Sports, and then I would get feedback in my ear of what I was saying. Couldn't hear him. So I don't know, Duke.
Well, you handled it like a true pro.
I don't know.
Well,
to be honest with you, I'm not even sure. I think I cut him off about 10 times or whatever. So I think we're going to try to get this rectified. So when we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. J-Dog, that one made me laugh. It's a good one. We'll get to that one. 833-401-1440. It's the Kevin Carey Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440 and YouTube.
Mr. Rooter goes for a fall stroll.
Ah, the beauty of fall. These leaves are crunchier than that calcified shower head I replaced this morning. And the earthy yellow oranges and browns are as colorful as the water hair I pulled out of the shower drain.
Ugh, Mr. Rooter, can we talk about something else?
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you didn't like fall. You look about as sour as the sewer line I unclogged yesterday.
For a plumber you'll truly fall for. Call Mr. Rooter.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Blue Jays fan, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
I'm a little hungry.
I've got Booster Balls from Booster Juice.
Booster what now?
Booster Balls. They're little protein bites packed with nutrients. Chewy, crunchy, yummy, and new flavors all the time. Like this little guy. The new mint chocolate Booster Ball. Peppermint, cocoa, coconut, peanut butter, maple syrup, all rolled up into a delightful little bite-sized snack.
Why am I just hearing about this now?
I don't know.
Can I have one?
No.
Booster Juice, Canadian born, blending since 1999.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
The ATB Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATB Classic.
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and I want to explain how our operation works. You see, over at the new RV store, they take orders and try to sell them all by camping season, and sometimes they sell out early. Sometimes they're stuck with a few that just won't move, and maybe they take a couple of used ones on trade. At No Bull, it's a whole different ballgame.
You have inventory arriving all the time, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. The RVs at No Bull are here on consignment. Folks choose to sell their RVs with us because the customers are already here.
And you specialize in used RVs.
Better believe it, Bob. The new RV stores are not that interested in used models. And nobody in Alberta has more quality used RVs than we do. Not by a long shot. So if you want to sell yours fast, come to where the buyers are. And that's here.
And that's No Bull.
NobleRV.ca.
The Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
Back to the big program, 8:40 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Sam the Record Man, our new intern with you on Sports 1440. We're also on YouTube. Text rolling in 833-401-1440. Brian Fan said, happy that the Elks have CD Carter O'Donnell. He's a big guy. Yes, you would say that he is a mountain of a man, 6'5", 315 pounds. J-Dog said, hey, haha, KK, this guy's making you earn your money. Yeah. Well, when you get sometimes when you interview a person, the answers can be shorter and you're not exactly expecting them. So you got to be on top. The other thing too is honestly, I lost a headset and I couldn't hear him except for a different feedback button. Then the Duke came over and he rectified the situation.
Do
Like,
we want to let
what?
everyone know what the problem was?
Well, what happened was, well, sure, go ahead. Like, I don't think it was me, to be honest with you.
Well, Kevin, how
your
else?
touchy buttons.
You were clicking. You're trying to turn your volume up and down. You clicked it, and you changed the feed from the live feed to you were listening to Fox Sports Radio instead, and all sorts of things. And then you're giving me the hands up gesture over here on this side of the board, as if like just the entire technological system that operates this place went down. When in reality, you were just fiddling.
I wasn't sure with all the new stuff that's going on around here, Duke. The streaming,
the
YouTube.
You thought it was Josh's fault.
I did. Well, I'm gonna blame someone.
You didn't write it off. You didn't write off the possibility that it could be Josh's fault.
Gotta blame someone. Which is, do you know what Stream East is? You guys, do you know what that is?
Stream East.
Yeah, it's the world's largest illegal sports streaming platform.
And this is something you're very familiar with. You use it often.
Well, I know all about this stuff, technology and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
I believe you.
Stream East, the world's largest illegal sports streaming platform, has been shut down after a year-long investigation. The network of 80 unauthorized domains, this is from Adam Leventhal, by the way, The Athletic, generated 1.6 billion combined visits over the past year, providing free access to global sports fixtures, including Europe's top football leagues, Premier League, NFL, NBA, and Major League Baseball. They've been shut down after a long investigation. Egyptian law enforcement officials were involved in this, but the piracy that has been going on here has been unprecedented, and they've been shut down. So that's what I thought. Something had happened. Like the Stream East people were shut down. I thought maybe somehow it went into the thing over here, Duke. Is that possible?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But I can appreciate the reach.
Yeah. Can you also mention our two winners that we had?
Yeah, we got our two winners for today's draw. We kept it easy today. Just ease everybody in. All you have to do is text in the word birdie for 2 passes to the ATB Classic Sleeman Birdie Bar Suite, sponsored by Sports 1440. That's for Saturday, round 3. 8 a.m. The Birdie Bar opens at 11, and that's down at Northern Bear next weekend, of course, Saturday, September the 13th. So Tim and Jacob are our first 2 winners. We're going to give away a couple tomorrow as well. We had a good text come in suggesting maybe tomorrow we involve the YouTube chat to give away one of the passes. So we got a couple more to give away tomorrow, and one, I believe. Yeah, we have 5 total, so 1 on Friday as well. Maybe we'll do that when we got Gary in here.
Perfect.
He can come up with an extra difficult trivia question. The difficulty will increase each day. Today was the easiest, entry level.
I hope so. I hope so. With Spec, we were talking about a few things with the Oilers in Florida. RF Texan, good morning, boys. Yes, Florida was the better team. They also had 13 million more in players' salaries than the Oilers. Wasn't fair, was it? Cheers from Ron F. So that's changing now, Duke. The easiest way to explain this is that you have to be cap compliant in the playoffs, as you were in the regular season. Is that like in a one sentence explanation?
I think that's probably the simplest way to put it. Like you said, in short order, layman's terms, that does seem to be the understanding.
So you can be over. You can have guys. Your salary cap could be 130 million. You just can't play all those guys.
Your
So
roster.
That's the simplest way to explain this. And I think people are going to be extraordinarily happy about this, because even at the deadline, say you wanted to go out and get a player, and say that player makes $10 million. Well, maybe you might have someone on injured reserve that is going to eat up that money at that point. But then that player that's on injured reserve cannot come in being added to the player that you acquired. Simplest way, I guess. I think the reaction, Duke, was pretty positive on that across the league. No?
Well, yeah, that's what everyone has been I don't mean crying for, but like crying out for. When you look at the history of the utilization, like it was a loophole that was available and teams took advantage of it. The Blackhawks did back in their run, from 2010 to 2015. I think the biggest year was 15 when they utilized it the most. The Tampa Bay Lightning obviously did it with Nikita Kucherov, and then most recently the Panthers with Matthew Tkachuk.
Had Zach Hyman been healthy for the final, the Oilers would have been over too.
That's right. And going back, Vegas, another good example, I should say as well. And when Vegas beat the Oilers, all the Oilers fans, that was their primary concern. Not that Vegas was a better team or outplayed them. It was that they had illegally iced a roster that was over the salary cap. And we always said, if the Oilers could do this, if the opportunity presented itself, they would. And guess what? They did this season. Now it's going to be, the door will be shut for everyone.
Like, I think hockey fans will remember, especially Vegas down the stretch several years ago. The Golden Knights down the stretch couldn't ice a full team. They had 17, 18 guys at certain times because they didn't have guys, and they were waiting, obviously, for the playoffs to start. So this is a good thing for the league. Josh in St. Albert, I assume. Fellas, thoughts on Felix possibly winning the quarterfinal match this morning? Well, that's going to be on in about 45 minutes against Alex de Minaur. I would say it's a 50-50 chance, dude. Would you? I think that's a fair. He's beaten them twice, both on hard court. Yeah, why not? Like, I think it's a 50-50 chance. The players are different. I think Felix has the ability to control the games more with his serve. He's had more aces so far at the U.S. Open. The key for Alex de Minaur to be successful, he wants long rallies. He wants to wear down his opponent. This guy, he's got 2 gears, man, and it's tied to the dock and full throttle. He can go and go and go and go. So that's the difference that you're going to see probably in this match, where whoever has serve, it's going to be a different situation. Rallies will likely be longer when Alex de Minaur is serving, the Aussie. They might be shorter when Felix is serving. I don't know. Send us a text in. What do you think? Who's going to win this one? 833-401-1440. What would you say, Duke, in this situation? Am I correct in saying that? Or?
Yeah, I think that's spot on. It's tennis is a wild game that if you're feeling it on the right day, there are the all-time greats, and we're seeing a couple, the next generation of them, I think, in real time right now in Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. But if the way Felix is playing right now, it seems like he's in his groove pretty good, and hopefully he can maintain that, because we discussed it earlier. It's not an easy opponent. Minaur came in, I think he's the 10th ranked player, 8th ranked player right now. The other side of the bracket, like Sinner's taking on Musetti, that's 1v10. So there's a lot of good players left, but there's no reason to think that the momentum can't continue for him, and hopefully find himself in a semifinal berth.
Text 833-401-1440. Even our buddy Eddie Steele. Spec was saying something about the weight gain. He goes, now, KK, I didn't say you're gaining weight and looking big. I said your arms are like twigs. Isn't that something?
Well, because you said
Eddie,
you were eating well, and then you said Eddie accused you of being fat, which wasn't true. Eddie just said you have weak little arms. Little spaghetti arms.
What do you want me to do compared to Eddie?
Hit the gym, get those bicep curls going.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the only workout Eddie does.
Yeah,
bicep curls.
When you look at coming up to 60-year-old men, they're putting on a lot of bulk here. What do you want me to be? Yeah.
Maybe you need Yager's training program.
Yeah. This wasn't very nice, Eddie. Not very nice at all. Anything I missed on the text line, Duke, while I was trying to get my headset and this technical stuff going?
No, I don't think so. I think you got it all, Kev. You're sharp as a tack this morning.
IMAX says, I wonder how this cap rule will be abused. Is there a cap on how many contracts they have? Could have 40 players change the roster per opponent. The style in the playoffs. If you don't have 20% of players, think about how long your roster could be. Well, I think you still have to be under the same amount of contracts. There's always that, the 50 players or whatever it is that each team has. So I don't see players going over that. There will be teams that somehow try to, wiggle in a player down the stretch, and he might help that team get to a higher placing in the standings. And depending on how much that player makes, we'll see if they can fit him in the playoffs once the postseason starts, because that's when their salary cap per team is going to increase with a player coming off of IR. I mean, I think the one thing that fans, especially Oilers fans, would be pissed off at is Matthew Tkachuk. Again, so he's going to start on IR. He's not going to be ready to go till maybe the Olympics. You imagine that? So he's not going to play in the NHL, and then he might play for the United States at the Olympics. Now that would upset me as well. Like, how could he be ready to go and not play a game before the Olympics? 833-401-1440. Coming up at the top of the hour, we've got David Schlemko. What did you were talking to Thomas Hickey, Duke?
Yeah, analyst for the Islanders. Also did quite a bit of work last year with the NHL on Prime broadcast. I texted him, seeing if he wanted to cop on. We're kind of starting our NHL previews now. We're into September. Training camp's right around the corner. Regular season about a month away. So I sent some lines out. Started with our friend Thomas Hickey, and he's moving. So he said he wouldn't be able to come on, but touch base with them. Once the season gets underway, Oilers have an early road trip out east. And all of his stuff, he said, P.S., tell that silky-hatted Schlemko I say hi.
Also, last week we were talking about the men's club championship at the Glendale. And remember, I told you that the pro shop at the Glendale put the over-under for Schlemko's first round at 79. Do you remember me telling you this, Duke?
Mm-hmm.
I texted Schlemmer right after the show, and he got a good kick out of it. Now, would you like to know what old Schlemmer came in his Saturday round? And I got a text from Jeff McGregor.
You got the real-time update.
I got a text, and it's got the golf championship, club championship from golfgenius.com.
I'm going to guess Schlemmer shot a 79.
76.
Whoa, what a sandbagger.
76 for Schlemmer. That was the first round. I'm going to check the rest of it, maybe rounds 2 or whatever, 3. I don't know if it was a 3-day tournament or what, but we'll talk to Schlemmer about that when he gets in here. Also coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, we got Rod Peterson from the Rod Peterson Show. And in the 10 o'clock hour, Stefan Rosner from NHL.com covers the Islanders, and that's where that story went with Thomas Hickey. But we'll have Stefan Rosner coming up at 10:20. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by First Round. Sundays got even better at First Round. And that's because you can win an NFL helmet or a jersey, and also you can enjoy the big Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters, First Round, downtown, or right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Toronto Blue Jays evening their series with the Reds last night from Cincinnati, 12-9. The final. George Springer homered twice. Bo Bichette and Dalton Varsho both tacking on home runs as well in the victory. Elsewhere around the majors, Mariners losing it to the Rays 6-5. Cubbies beat the Braves 4-3. Yankees topped the Astros 7-1. Red Sox beat the Guardians 11-7. And in one of the nightcap games, the Orioles getting past the Padres 6-2. In case you missed it from the NHL, several insiders, including TSN's Chris Johnson, reporting that the salary cap playoff implementation will take effect for this upcoming season. Each team limited to icing a cap-compliant 20-man roster for each playoff game. And yesterday from the U.S. Open, a pair of women in action in separate quarterfinal doubles action. Gabby Dabrowski and her partner Erin Routlip victorious. They're through to the semis, while Leila Annie Fernandez and Venus Williams falling short to the pairing of Townsend and Sinakova. Coming up just after the top of the hour, Felix Auger-Aliassime will take on world number 8 Alex de Minaur in quarterfinal action in men's singles. Hour 3 of the Kevin Karius Show right around the corner will be joined by Rod Peterson of The Rod Peterson Show and our Wednesday co-host, former NHL defenseman David Schlemko. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
If you're looking for the ultimate off-road adventure, you'll find it in a Jeep Wrangler. And if you're looking for the ultimate financing deal on a Wrangler, you'll find it at St. Albert Dodge. Right now, St. Albert Dodge is offering 0% financing for up to 72 months OAC on their full selection of 2025 Jeep Wranglers. And it's a great selection. Sport, Willys, Sahara, and Rubicon, plus all the new colors, all on the lot ready to go at 0%. Come see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Sports on weekends, Saturday mornings at 9. Check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports scene. Tune in Saturday morning at 9 on Sports 1440.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest one. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank, plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bashaw Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashawConcrete.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by RV Wars. RV Wars are back. Arcan RV, Go RV, Travelland RV, and Fraser Ray RV will all be on site competing for your business. Get this year's best deals this weekend at RV Wars. Details at rvwars.ca.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9 o'clock in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, with you. Josh Fenwick running the YouTube channel, and Sam the Record Man, our new intern right here on Sports 1440. So glad you're with us. Hour number 3 of the Kevin Karius Show. Let's welcome in our co-host on Wednesdays from 9 to 11. Former NHLer David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check them out at cougarcollision.com. How's it going, Schlemmer?
I'm doing well, buddy. A little bit of a crazy day. First day of school for the kids. So
Yeah.
a little hectic. Glad to be out of the house.
So, how did it go in your household then? Because I mean, were the kids excited? Sometimes,
Yeah. I mean, you got to be grateful for that. They're still excited for the first day of school, but
it'll wear off in about a week.
it will, right? It will. And probably in a couple of years too, even on the first day of school. But grade 8 and 5, they're still pretty pumped and they're up early. And I got girls, so all the hair and everything.
Got to make sure it's like your Sunday best for day one of school.
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Got to get all the pictures, and I'm the only one who's not all dressed up.
You got to have the lunches ready to go and everything, or how's that?
Yeah, it's really just back to reality this week.
What school?
One is at Lauren Aikens Junior High in St. Albert, and the other one, Kino Seo Elementary.
Elementary. Wow.
Yeah.
So are they close to where you live, or how do you?
Yeah. Well, my wife works at the elementary, so that's really easy to get the one there, and then other one just hops on the bus.
Wow. I got a text because you were in the club championship at the Glendale. All was just Duke of Delburne on Saturday, round 1.
Oh, everything was great on Saturday.
76. Congratulations, man. That's a hell of a round.
Yeah. You know what? It's actually 75. Learning experience. Didn't really look at the card. Just signed it up, and
at least so what was it?
Well, it was like someone you're playing with keeping your score, and I just put me down for a par instead of a birdie on 16. So live and learn there.
Oh,
and then then it got tough. I think I was 81 the second day. Had a really tough front 9, and I battled back on the back. Went like 43-38.
Wow.
And then Monday just imploded.
Do you get flighted after round? How does it work?
You're flighted the whole time, just based off your handicap. So I was looking real good to win my flight until I shot 50 on the back on Monday.
Isn't that just a game where you go like, I just finished it should have been 75, and then I shoot 50 on the like, come on, hey, you just
that's golf, baby.
Yeah.
It was a fun weekend though. I'd never played a competitive round of golf before, and
especially 3 rounds.
It's cool to feel some pressure. And Monday, even though I played horrible, I got to play with a guy that was been the club champ like 5 or 6 times, Ryan Denbraber, one of the top amateur golfers in Canada. I guess he blew up on Sunday, like shot an 87, so he got to play with me on Monday. But it was really cool just to watch him hit the ball and pick his brain a little bit. So that's fun.
That's funny stuff. David Schlemko with us on Sports 1440. We talked about this a little bit just in the last segment or so about the salary cap in the NHL changing a little bit not a little bit, a lot.
Interesting.
For playoffs.
Yeah.
The easiest way to explain it is you can have, if you bring in a guy at the trade deadline and you got a guy in LTIR, you still have to be cap compliant once things roll into the playoffs. So.
Right. So like the way I was reading it this morning was your 20-man roster that you're going to field on the ice has to be under the cap. Yeah. That's what it is?
That's the easiest way to explain it. So like if let's just say you brought in a guy, you put a guy on LTIR 2 months left in the season, and he's got an injury that he's going to be out for 2 months.
Yeah.
And we've seen this a lot.
Seen a lot lately.
Now at the deadline, you go, okay, we can fit 10 mil in, and that guy's 10 mil on the salary cap on LTIR, on IR. So then at that point, you'd go, all right, we're ready to go for the playoffs. In the past, you'd go whatever like Kucherov.
There's been teams that are 15 million over the cap come first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, we mentioned the Oilers would have been over in the final too.
Yeah,
with Hyman. But
I mean, anyway, they're closing a loophole basically, right?
What do you think reaction would be from players?
I don't think that players could really be too pissed off about it. I mean, you're trying to make things fair. Equitable, I guess. I can't see the players having too much of a problem with it.
Yeah, I don't either. And again, so you'll just figure out, you could have a guy and maybe he helps you get to the playoffs. Maybe he helps you win a division, which helps you down the road in the playoffs.
Now let's think about this situation. Might be kind of interesting. So are you still able to be over the cap then at the deadline if you have a guy in LTIR? At
the deadline.
So like you're over let me rephrase this. So what teams have done in the past, like you just mentioned, they're going to trade for a guy when they have someone in LTIR making a bunch of money. That's still cap compliant at the time. Do teams still do that? And then maybe you're healthy scratching a guy in the playoff.
That's what'll happen.
Just to stay under the cap, right?
That's the option. That's your only option.
Right.
Let's just say again, if the cap is, if you want to, let's just use it at 100. You know, it's not at that right now. It's at 95.
Yeah.
Let's just say 95.
Okay.
So like you bring in a guy, blah, 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 and you're cap compliant at 94.5 on game 82 of the regular season.
Right.
Everything's fine. All of a sudden that guy's healthy. He's ready to go. Well, he can't come off without someone else coming off.
So do we still make those moves at the deadline, knowing that that's going to happen?
Thing. That's the whole thing. Now it changes how the GM looks at things.
Right.
Do I want but if you have the ability and you have the ownership that says no problem and pay that.
True. That's
guys get hurt in the
big factor,
guys
right?
get hurt in the playoffs all the time. Like just think if you would have had, let's use Hyman for an example. Say the Oilers did this and they were $5 million over, but they picked up a $5 million pretty good player. Hyman gets hurt. Oh, all of a sudden this guy goes in.
Right.
Right.
How about you're that $5 million player that gets traded at the deadline and you're getting health bombed in the playoff?
Yeah. Yeah. Also the accruement of cap space, cap impact changes a little bit. AMZ just texted in. Greg's mentioned yesterday that you can't have the reduced cap impact anymore from accruing cap space. 10 million cap at the deadline used to be 4 million or whatever the rest of the season. Still works in the regular season, but in the playoff, the cap hit will be 10 million, just as we've been saying.
Right. Okay.
It's not exactly, is it foolproof? Well, again, you might pick up a player that you go, okay, he's going to help us down the stretch because we have a legitimate guy on IR.
Yeah.
And maybe we get first place. Maybe we get second.
And then
maybe
we might need him. We might not.
Maybe the other guy is still hurt.
True.
You know? So it just a little bit.
It's a good point on the ownership though, right? Because they got to be okay with spending a few extra $1 million.
Yeah, exactly. Before we were talking off air about tennis, and you were watching.
I've been watching the U.S.
Yes.
Open. I've been getting into it.
It's funny how, and I told you in the break as well. Years ago, I went to Indian Wells in the BNP Paribas Open, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I loved it, especially in person. In person, it was amazing. And you know, for you to watch it on TV, like 10 years ago, you were probably like, I'd probably watch something else.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right.
But you said you were playing with the old Jordan Martinook in the off season, a little bit of tennis
we
too,
used to play a little bit to stay in shape. Beats just running. Think about how tired you are.
Yeah, and I mean it's probably it's quicker, little hand-eye for one. It's
it looks like a really cool atmosphere to play in. You know, you got the New York fans. They're getting on Djokovic last night. Like the guy's a legend.
Well, but they were Fritz was the last American left.
True. Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. It's USA, but I mean, still,
I don't know.
He's one of the best to ever play, and they're jeering him.
Yeah, and he loved it.
I love it.
He loved it.
He did. He loved it too.
He embraced it.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
He just said, "Come on, bring it on." And maybe a guy that is 25 years old can't handle that.
That's a great point.
But he's 38. He's the same age as you, and you think about, I mean, the condition. And even the very first, we watched it on when he had his big blistered toe and it was all skin flapping everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, even last night, Fritz dominates that third set and you're thinking, okay, he's old here. He's going to be getting tired out, but he sure answered back.
Well, and we were saying in that fourth set, he started with serve and Fritz just couldn't break him. And Djokovic, when it was, it's 4-4. And he's got serve and he goes up 5-4. And then all of a sudden, Fritz, I could see it in Fritz's face.
As soon as he went down, love 30.
I'm in trouble here, man. He battled back a little bit, but but you could feel it. He was like, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
The wily old veteran.
Yeah. Text 833-401-1440. Huss says, come on, KK. Jokic doesn't care. Or the Joker doesn't care about what you say unless you're talking about his horses. But I think we're talking about two different guys here. I think he's talking about Nikola Jokic. We're talking about Novak.
Oh, I see.
I think that's as close as I can get it. This is a fair comment from Nick, I guess. We're talking about the cap. I think the new rules hurt the backup goalies. Say you have a $3 million backup goalie, put him in for a minimum. I can't read your text, Nick. Sorry. Bring him in the next game if you need him. So I'm not sure exactly where you're getting at, but maybe just send in another text, Nick, and clarify what you're trying to get at. So 9/11 in Edmonton, we're going to have Rod Peterson on. We've been on before with Hot Rod down. He's in FLA. He was in Saskatchewan. He comes back to Saskatchewan, does the Moose Job Miller Express, Western Canadian Major Baseball League.
Okay.
Just, you know, I think it's too hot for him down there in
the summer,
the Florida. Yeah. So we went to broadcasting school together.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. In fact, I saw a picture. He sent a picture out about his dad used to scout for Dallas Stars.
Okay.
Jimmy Peterson passed on a few years ago now. Anyway, he showed a picture of his dad's old goalie mask. So, like, I mean, we're talking like a Jacques Plante kind of thing from years and years ago.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we'll discuss that. We'll also have in the 10 o'clock hour coming up. We've got Stefan Rosner, covers the New York Islanders for NHL.com. I was looking at the Islanders, and again, when you look at their team, Schlemmer, Matt Barzal missed so much time last year. They've got, but they get rid of Dobson.
It's an interesting mix. Yeah, I got some questions.
Well, I'm just looking at their top salary guys right now. Barzal's at 9-1. Bo Horvat's at 8-5. Those guys are locked in until 2031. Anders Lee has one more year left at 7. Then he's a UFA, obviously. He's 30, coming 36.
Captain.
Yeah. I mean, they mustn't have been so upset with Pollock, not with Dobson, that they felt that Pollock and Pellick are their guys, along with Romanov on the back end. But that's a big loss, man.
Yeah, they've seen some really good D rolling out of there the last number of years. Think of Devon Taves and Dobson. Some pretty high end guys.
Those are some high end guys. I mean, Romanov's still a fairly young guy at 25.
He's solid.
Yeah,
he's steady.
I don't know. That Sorokin. I mean, every Oiler fan says, "Well, we'll just get Ilya Sorokin." Why is it that Russian players love certain teams and the Islanders are at the top of the list?
That's a good question.
Like you
really
were out
sure.
there, even New Jersey. Okay, you're in New Jersey. You guys had a lot of Russian players. Rangers have always, like, it's all in that tri-state area.
Yeah, they like New York.
Yeah,
I know they like Florida too.
Fair.
I mean, I guess East Coast maybe a little closer. I don't know. I think Russians like to go to teams where there's already Russian guys too.
Yeah. Northside Lou's trying to help out Nick, about bringing in a third goalie to play. I don't know. Like most teams just have the two guys here that they had in the playoffs, and then their third guy is
like the American League.
Yeah, he's
the black ace, right?
Yeah. So I don't see too many teams having a higher paid third goaltender that would hurt the salary cap, or if they needed to bring him in.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on that one.
Yeah. Speaking of salary caps and everything, there was a thing that early this morning it came out about Kawhi Leonard. We talked about it off the top here. This is going to get some big time legs in the NBA, Schlemmer. So this is updated 3 hours ago. That's when we started talking about it about 2 hours ago, technically. So Kawhi Leonard allegedly signed a $28 million contract called a no-show endorsement deal with a fraudulent tree planting company funded by Clippers owner Steve Ballmer. So it was aimed to bypass NBA salary cap rules.
Oh, wow.
It's an investigation by journalist Pablo Torre. And he's got like thousands of documents and insider sources. So this isn't a guy that made a couple of calls here.
Right. He's been digging deep.
Yeah. So anyway, this Pablo Torre, he's pretty high profile guy as far as an insider,
right,
when it comes to many sports. So this is going to catch a lot of legs today. And Duke even said it's caught legs already, but we'll see what happens.
He's like the TSN guy of hockey that breaks all those stories there. Can't remember his name.
Well, there's like, you mean like a Pierre LeBrun or McKenzie or something like that? Or
I'm thinking more like the guy who covered like the sexual assault case.
Oh, Rick Westhead, you're talking
yes,
about.
that's the one.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't so happy with Westhead, it seems.
No, players don't love him.
Yeah,
that much.
exactly. When we come back, Rod Peterson will be with us. It's Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440.
The biggest game of the season. Your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the next gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
If you're looking for nonstop sports coverage, tune into Sports 1440, Edmonton's only sports radio station.
24/7 coverage comes at you with expert commentary, in-depth analysis,
And so much more.
We are Sports 1440.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Center. TNA Wrestling makes its explosive debut at the Expo Center on Friday, September 26th and Saturday, September 27th for back-to-back nights. Buy your tickets online today. Learn more about what's happening at the Expo Center by visiting the calendar of events online at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Reduce fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique, family-owned, independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
It's road trip season, and that means loading up on the road trip essentials like snacks, tunes, and Hondas. Sherwood Honda has fuel-efficient, dependable SUVs, hybrids, crossovers, and more to take you up, down, and all around this province and beyond. Travel in comfort and safety, going where you want to go, when you want to go, stopping to see whatever catches your imagination on the way. Summer road trips make memories that sure would last. Start yours off right at Sherwood Honda.
There's something we need to talk about: debt. It's an uncomfortable topic, but the truth is, most of us carry some form of debt, and we are ashamed to talk about it. My name is Parveen Middleton, a licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. Every day, people struggling with debt come to me for a solution. When you make that call, I'll listen to your story without judgment and will lead you to a debt-free future. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to learn more.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:20 in Edmonton. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The biggest sale of the year on our in-stock Ram 1500 Sports are all discounted by a whopping $14,000. Over 90 to choose from, including the Night Edition and GT models, only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome back Old Normie, Rod Peterson to the show. Good morning, Norm. You're with Kevin Karius and David Schlemko, the former NHLer. As always, thanks for jumping on Sports 1440, big fella.
And Medicine Hat Tiger.
Love it.
Be
Thank
honest.
you.
You betcha. Good morning, fellas.
Like, why would you bring that up just right off the hop?
That he was a Medicine Hat Tiger?
Yeah.
Well, we could sit and talk about these tiger tales forever if you want. And
Oh, really?
yeah. Well, you
Speaking of that, let's go. I wanted to just really change gears here. Now, I saw an old picture of your dad's, is it his first hockey goalie mask?
this was when he was playing senior. I know we're on radio, but I have it.
Okay.
If you look at the camera, I have it with me.
Yeah, yeah.
And why do I have it?
We're on
Because-
YouTube, Norm.
I know. I'm aware. So when my dad went into the West, when my dad went into the Western Canadian Scouting Hall of Fame a couple of weeks ago in Okotoks, there was 30 guys went in and they all got belt buckles instead of trophies or a plaque. They got belt buckles. So my brother Lee, who you might have met, the cowboy, texted me. He's like, "Let's trade." He's like, "You're never going to wear that belt buckle," and I'm like, "Not a chance." He's like, "Well, I got Dad's mask, so do you want to trade?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I just got it yesterday. I just got it, and people are going ape about this thing. It's from the '60s.
Well,
You know,
I was telling Schlemmer, it reminds me of like a Jacques Plante early mask, like one of the first ones you've ever seen.
Yeah, and he told me when he got it made, it's fiberglass, like it's hard as a rock. But he said they put a plaster of Paris mask on my dad, formed it to his face. He had to breathe through a straw for an hour while it formed to his face. Thank God they don't do that anymore.
No kidding. And it's like gold. It looks like it's like a gold mask, like worth like millions of dollars here.
I know. I don't know if it's painted or what, but what made me think about the Tiger thing with Schlemko is at the banquet in Okotoks, Bob Ridley got up and spoke, and I was like, "Oh
Legend.
my God, I forgot how great he is." And I was sitting beside Barry Frazier's widow, and she says, "Who's doing the Tiger games now?" I said, "I have no idea. I'm not sure if anybody can answer that." Imagine trying to replace Rids.
Oh boy,
That's tough. That's a tough calling.
Yeah.
I have no
Impossible.
idea who's doing the games now, but I got to see Rids this summer. Actually, a bunch of us old Tigers went out to Medhat and watched a couple of games of the final, and Rids was there, and he was pumped to see all the old boys. He was handing out some of his 4,000 game little mini banners for old boys to take home. He's just an absolute beauty.
Karius will like this. When I was in PA with the Raiders, Donnie Clark was the coach. You were there, Dick.
Yes.
And so I'm doing the radio, and Donnie goes, "That guy in Medicine Hat, that old guy drives the bus and does the radio. Why don't you?" And I said, "Do you want me driving the bus?" That was the end of it.
Of course not. Will Bryant is the new play-by-play guy in Medicine Hat.
All right. Thanks to whomever sent that in.
Don't you remember when you got your first gig? Could you imagine someone saying that you took over for, what was the old guy in Prince Albert, Norm?
Kevin Winters. Before that, Morley Jagger. But
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody did remember who I was.
Oh.
I don't care.
Remember, how about old Smokey in PA?
Kevin Winters.
Yeah.
His radio name, the pride of Trochu, Alberta. Yeah.
He's texted into the show many times.
He's probably listening right now.
Well, sure he is. Of course.
Everybody listens to this show, Dick.
Oh, okay. Well, what's on your mind now? Like, when did you leave Moose Jaw for the
I
warmer
haven't.
weather?
I'm going Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Saturday.
Sorry, buddy.
I stayed behind to host the Labor Day Classic events this past weekend in Regina. We have an NFL kickoff party Thursday at a sports bar in Regina, and then I'm going back on Saturday to hit the trail back in Florida.
Oh, attaboy. So what do you think of the Labor Day weekend then?
Oh, I thought it was unbelievable. Great weather. It was everything you want. Full stadiums. You know, I've never really understood this when people say the CFL season kicks off Labor Day. I'm like, well, you missed a lot if you think that, but you can't deny the stadiums will be full the rest of the way. I don't know about Edmonton Saturday night, but hopefully you're getting there. And I'm not saying that as a joke. You know, it used to be that way, and the ratings will be high. And this is when people pick up and pay attention.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, hopefully the Eskies get some fans in the building. They definitely shouldn't be getting outdrawn by a Summer League baseball team. They're done now. Hopefully, a few more people make their way there.
Well,
anyways,
go ahead,
let's
Schlemmer.
yeah, let's talk about the Jays a little bit here. Big series coming up with Kevin's Yankees. I'm sure he'll be cheering for the Yanks. So, what do you think?
You know what I think is they just got to pilot this the rest of the way and get into the playoffs. I had Greg Zahn on my show yesterday, and I said, Zahny, do they have everything they need? And he won a World Series with the Marlins. He knows what it takes to get to the top of the hill. And he goes, yeah, they do. Because they only need 3 quality starters going in the playoffs. And he said these relievers need to be rested. He goes, they're pitching too many innings right now. That's what's leading to the breakdowns. But he thinks they're good enough, and I'd like to think they're good enough too. They've beaten everybody. You know, not necessarily series wins, but they've beaten the Brewers. They've beaten the Dodgers in games. I'm thrilled, but they just got to manage this right.
You know, when you look at the 2 guys that are leading this club, though, right now, and I mean, it's not even close. George Springer, Bo Bichette, they're hitting as well as they've ever hit that I can recall. I mean, Springer had some years in Houston, though, but right now he's leading this team. Bo Bichette ain't far behind, Normie.
No, not at all. But there's other guys. There's lesser lights too. I mean, I don't even know all their names. Lofer Fino. We know who was really Addison Barger before this year. I know they got him last year, but that's one thing Zahny said. I'm not going to, just because I work in baseball doesn't mean I necessarily know it. Zahny goes, when they go into the playoffs, whoever they play, they're going to take away the Bichettes. They're going to take away the Springers. It's going to be the lesser lights that need to step up. Because let's be honest, you know, we all remember, David wouldn't probably, but Dick, you do, the 92 and 93 Blue Jays. Oh, yeah. That was loaded with all-stars. These Blue Jays are not. They're becoming that. Would you agree? The lesser lights are going to have to step up in the playoffs.
I think like the lesser lights right now are struggling a little bit in the sense, though. Barger struggled ever since Tommy Pham called him out. Loper Fito, not there. You know, they bring in IKF to play third. I didn't understand that last night. Clement's injured a little bit. So I think a lot of the lesser lights, you know, it's a good thing that Varsho's been back because he's been playing deadly field and hitting the long ball. Whenever Miles Straws gets put in, Miles Straw, he's been contributing. But to me, it's all about their bullpen right now. And if they can, and I agree with Zahny, it's been overworked. I mean, Little's been overworked, and it's shown in the last little while. And if they can get a decent couple more starts out of Bieber, I think that's going to go a long, long ways here.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to change. Greg Zahn isn't, or we aren't going to change the way baseball's gone. But he, and I think a lot of old timers have a problem with them pulling a pitcher in the 5th inning if he's hot. But because the analytics say so. So he's like, these relievers are being asked to pitch 3-4 innings now, and it's too much. So he goes, this will be on John Schneider, that if getting into the playoffs, Bieber's on a heater or Gosman or one of those guys, and they yank him, like, why are you pulling him before there's any signs of him breaking down or slowing down? You know, he goes, this will be on Schneider more than anybody moving forward.
Yeah. Rod Peterson with us on Sports 1440. I wanted to just circle back to the CFL for a moment. The Elks signed Carter O'Donnell yesterday. It's a guy been in the NFL mostly on practice rosters in Indy and Arizona. He's 26 years old. What kind of an impact do you think a guy like this, after 5 years in the NFL, can have on a team that desperately needs something good to happen on their O-line?
I mean, Carter O'Donnell's been around long enough that I remember when I was in the league. He's like 6'8", and whoever drafted him took a flyer on him at the time because I think he was a basketball player in college too, a two-sport athlete.
I think we're mixing guys up here. Carter O'Donnell was with the Golden Bears. I think you might be thinking Matt O'Donnell.
Oh, Matt O'Donnell. Yeah, well, that tells you where I'm at on the CFL right now. I mean, how much of an impact is he going to have? Yeah. They better hope that he has some. But I would think this dawned on me this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary Stampeders went from worst to first in half a year. And I would think if I was an Edmonton Elkamos fan, I would be going,
I agree.
What's taking so long?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Elks haven't won a game against the West this year yet.
Yeah, well, that's the reason, and Calgary hasn't lost to a West team yet.
6-0.
And I mean, listen, it's an unfair question. I'll probably ask it though on my show today. Exactly that. But I mean, in Edmonton, you guys had to flip and change an entire culture. I think we all know that takes time. In Calgary, last year it was just they bottomed out, and the Stamps aren't used to doing that, but they still have the same coach, the same GM, some one guy, right? And they fired 3 coaches, and they had an infusion of talent. It was a way bigger rebuild in Edmonton than what Calgary had. But I'm just saying, do you hear that around Edmonton from Elks fans?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, just a little NHL stuff. You know what? What do you think of this? Because you do the what is it? The Bolton Cats. What is it?
Cats and Bolts podcast. It's the most watched show in Florida. Not a big deal, but pretty big deal.
What do you think of my bold prediction that the Florida Panthers will not make the playoffs this year?
Well, number one, I said Tampa would miss the playoffs last year and had that rubbed in my face all year. So I'll be showing up to rub it in your face when you're wrong next spring, because not only have they been in 3 straight Stanley Cup finals, they're actually better than last year, I think. And I just talked about culture. All those guys stayed. So why honestly would you think they would miss the playoffs? I have them picked to finish first in the Atlantic Division.
You have them to finish first in the Atlantic.
Yep.
I look at last year, they finished 1 point ahead of Ottawa. They're older, they're tired, they're goaltenders, 36 now. The guys they signed, like Marchand, older. I think being to 3 cup finals takes a toll. I think I'm just using all of that. I think Tkachuk not playing till the Olympics is going to hurt them. So that's what I'm basing my stuff on.
Why do you think they're a better team than last year, Rod?
Well, number one, because of culture. Like where they finished last year, 1 point ahead of Ottawa. But if you were paying attention, Kevin, clearly you weren't, from Valentine's Day on, they took their foot off the gas. Tkachuk never played again in the regular season because he came back from the Four Nations face-off hurt. And Paul Maurice started sitting guys from Valentine's Day on. That was the last 2 months of the season. He was resting guys. Marchand never played, Greg, because he was acquired injured, right? He didn't play for 6 weeks after the deadline. So for as far as a point total, doesn't mean anything, because Paul Maurice knew all we got to do is get into the playoffs and be 100% and we'll be fine. And that'll probably be their mentality this year. Who did they really lose? Like, this core has been locked up for a long time. Tkachuk, Barkov, Verhaeghe, all those guys. Ekblad took less money to stay. They all took less money to stay, except for Sam Bennett, which, well, Bennett probably could have got more money too. Like, these guys are studs. And Bobrovsky's actually, I think he's 37, but I think he's going to play into his 40s. It's a different time now. Look at Ovi. Look at Sid Crosby. It's not the same, right? So that's why the culture is unbelievable there.
Yeah, it's a big piece.
Yeah.
What about Tkachuk not playing till like January?
I'll say it again. He'll just come back healthier. They're good enough to withstand the loss of him. And I know that he's the guy that everybody's fixated on in Edmonton for good reason, but he's not the leader of that team. He probably is the face of the team, especially in South Florida and across the NHL, but he is not the leader. He's not the number one leader of the team.
Do you think he plays his first game next year at the Olympics or as a member of the Panthers?
I would say a member of the Panthers. I think that timeline they gave was a very generous one. I don't think he'll be gone that long. I mean, y'all don't believe anything I hear, by the way, and I don't think you guys do either. But I mean, as of like the end of July, he was hemming on hawing on having surgery at all. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden he has it. He's out until February. What? So no, they're good enough to withstand the loss of him, and they'll be fine once he returns.
So if I'm assuming you're saying then that Sasha Barkov is the number one leader on that team, and like you said, he's not the face of the team. You don't really hear much about him. Can you give us a little insight into maybe like how this guy is just a really good, maybe quiet leader, being down in Florida, seeing him a little bit more?
Once Huberdeau left, Barkov became the longest serving Florida Panther. And I'm going back there now for my 5th season of covering the Panthers, and nothing's changed with Barkov. He was the captain then. He's the captain now. He doesn't say anything ever. on the ice or off, unless you stick a microphone in his face. But he lives just a few blocks from me in Boca Raton. Everybody loves him. He goes to the FAU Owls games, basketball and football. He's part of the community. He is Mr. Florida Panther. And when they talk about which jersey goes in the rafters next, it's either Ekblad's or Barkov's, but I'm pretty sure it's Barkov. Guys, again, with Huberdeau gone, Barkov's now the leader in games played, goals, assists, points, he's everything. And to be honest, I mean, you know what it's like. You got to be in the throes of it every day, as I am, in the scrums, going to the games and seeing what they're saying. His teammates say he's a better human being than he is a player. And he's a tremendous player. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know.
What's your place like down there, Normie, in Boca? Is it like, are you like in that Frank Costanza del Boca Vista retirement area?
I'm trying to get into a 55 plus community. I'm not old enough yet, and it's pissing me off. So when I go back here next week, I have a condo in Boca. It's the dream, a mile and a half from the beach. But the 55 plus communities are a little more my speed. So I'm going to meet with a condo association and say, can I just get in here a couple years ahead of time? Guys, do you mind? Listen, I'm quiet, you know.
So that's the partyers keeping you up at night?
Yeah, well, it's just not my thing anymore. There was a time I would have died back in the day, but now I just like quiet.
Are you like Kramer? Are you going to run for the condo presidency?
I got to get in there first.
Yeah. Army, as always, I treasure these conversations.
Me too.
You. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't talked to Clark recently about coming on. What's going on?
We have a new production partner.
Oh,
so he's not part of the thing, but I'll make sure, Dickie, we'll get you on here right away.
Okay. Sounds good, big fella. As always, thanks for your time. Safe travels back to FLA.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good seeing you.
Look at that mask. Keep it on more. Just wear it all the time. I punched it up, Duke, to get it to see the three of us right there.
Yeah, and what did you think?
I just thought it was exceptional. Just and now it goes to two shot. Like
with the only exception being that Josh spelled Rod's name wrong on the.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah, he had Peter Son instead of Peter Sen.
Sorry, Norm. Oh, sorry about that.
I was gonna say something, but I didn't really notice until towards the end, and I'm like, "There's no point now. We'll just make sure we have that jotted down for next time Rod's on with us because we do really appreciate his time. He's a busy guy.
At least he got Schlemko right. I'm just looking at that. That's the game of the day brought to you by St. Albert Dodge, where 2025 Jeep Wrangler 1500s have 0% financing up to 72 months. Great selection. They got the new colors, the Sport, Willys, Sahara, Rubicons, all on the lot at StAlbertDodge.com. When we come back, I guess we'll do a little in or out segment. Duke, is that what's next on the schedule?
You betcha. A little slow getting it to you this morning. A few too many hands in different honey pots this morning, trying to do many things at once.
Well, you got Sam the record man over
there. We're trying to train the next generation.
Going in blind. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming up right after the break. Also, Felix Auger-Aliassime just getting ready to take the quarterfinal match at the U.S. Open. We'll keep you up to date on all of that. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, the Duke of Delburne, Josh Fenwick, and Sam the Record Man, all on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from, with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
While the players gear up for the new season, make sure you gear up your snack game with Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Okay, this jumbo bag of beef jerky should last the preseason.
Whoa. Will Hawk has more than just beef jerky. There's smoked sausage and pepperoni products, too.
Well, how about we have jerky for Eastern opponents and pepperoni sticks when we face the Western teams?
Now that sounds like a Will Hockey game plan.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
Listen up, because you're not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Listen up, because we're about to tell you what nobody else will. There's a serious problem in auto service. The price you expect is almost never the price you pay. Big Toy Shop tells it like it is. No BS, no false inflated bill. It's just the auto service you need, done quickly and done well at a price that doesn't make you feel like a chump. Take your ride to Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. Call 780-298-2797.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right. Welcome back to the big program. 943 in Edmonton. Just one of the best songs ever. How many times you skate on the ice on that one, Schlemmer?
Definitely more than a few.
Yeah.
Ready to go through a brick wall. Listen to that.
That is almost every team probably runs that at some point during the course of the game, the broadcast in-house a little bit.
I like it like right when you're coming onto the ice.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I agree. Did you get a chance to look at in or out here? I don't know.
I'm looking at it right now.
Wow. Let's see what happens here. Wow, Duke. Just looking at these questions, it's very impressive to do this. As you said, you got a lot of hands in the pie over there today. Very impressive.
Good multitasker.
Wow. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or are you out?
In or out of what?
No time for questions, just action. In or out?
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Winner mark.
Edmonton Oilers players returning to the City of Champions after games all leading up to training camp getting underway in the not-so-distant future. Number one question mark around this team heading into training camp and preseason action remains the reliability of
Sure, I can go first. I mean, an obvious question mark, but maybe I think the obvious number one is the Connor McDavid contract situation. I guess we'll just get that out of the way. I don't know, Duke. I don't know about this one. I know that Stuart Skinner can play well in the regular season. I mean, for me, the question is, can he do it in the playoffs? I'm sure we're going to be talking about the goaltending situation all year, whether or not to add someone as the season kind of goes on here. Another interesting one for me, though, is Savoy and is it Howard?
Ike Howard,
yeah. I'm really interested to kind of watch that battle in camp because I only see one of those guys being in the lineup at the start of the season.
This is a question where you could say 10 things, to be honest.
Well,
with
that's
you.
Throw it out there. Just let everyone, it's like chum in the water. Just feed the sharks here in Edmonton. What's everyone's primary focus area of concern? And the contract thing, I get it, but the reality is he's still under contract for this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fair point.
So if everything really goes off the rails, and I do think most people are still level-headed about it, that it will get done, just maybe not in as short of order as we so choose or would like to see, then you can, that's at least a side burner one for me personally right now.
I'll go with you on a side burner there too. You could look at Zach Hyman. Is he going to be available for opening night? That's another one that hasn't been discussed. So that's just one. We never even mentioned, a guy like David Tomasek here. Does he have a role on this team? Is he able to get there? You mentioned Ike Howard and you mentioned Matt Savoy. Is there room for only one of them to start the season? Probably more looking towards that. What's the health of Matthias Ekholm?
That's a big one.
That's another one there. Like that's been very quiet.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at the Oilers talking about and Oilers camp saying that he was this close to not ever playing again in last year, and he came back really late, obviously, and he didn't look like the Matthias Ekholm of old. Does 2 months give him that? So those are just 3, 4, 5 right there. Evan Bouchard, how does he handle playing with a new contract at $10.5 million? There are many, many things here.
That's a guy I don't think will affect his game at all.
Are you really? You don't think so?
No, he doesn't even have a pulse.
Okay.
I think that's a very valid point. I do.
What if he gets off to a really poor start and then that gets
then it'd be the
right
exact same as the last couple seasons.
Yeah, I just
different
he just seems like he's built different. I don't know.
It's like, to him, everything, no matter what it is, if it's a giveaway in the Stanley Cup final, playing with $10.5 million owed to you, it's just water off the Ducks' back, regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter a bit.
I don't know. I think that could be a factor. If he gets off to an incredibly slow start, the first thing that everyone's going to... What do they say about Darnell Nurse?
Yeah. I mean, they're already saying it about Bouchard after half
hasn't
the
even
games
played
anyway.
yet. He was earning half the money, and people were doing that about him. So I think he's pretty used to it.
So I'll be out on it. The number one question mark. I don't know if I can say that the number one question mark is the reliability of the goaltending heading into the preseason. So I'll be out.
My close second here, and I think actually on the right day, I could easily say it's first, and it's might sound counterintuitive what we talked about. I can't remember if it was last week or the one previous about how many 20 goal scorers are going to be on the team. But I think secondary scoring continues to be, it's like when you're moving so many players in and out for kind of a second-ish straight offseason, like the goal scoring keeps going down. Is that a trend that's going to continue with the new faces and new places this coming season?
How many 20 goal scorers? Six.
Was it 6?
I think
might have to check. Might have to check the records. Yeah, I'm still confident in that. They might all just have 20 exactly and no more, but I still remain steadfast. Elsewhere around the NHL, with camps right around the corner, as mentioned, we're kind of starting to peek into some other NHL teams with our previews all ramping up towards the season getting underway at the start of October. Starting today with the New York Islanders. We'll chat with Stefan Rosner here coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, forecasting the upcoming season for the Islanders, fresh off making the number 1 overall selection, winning the draft lottery. I think with this team, some notable names gone from it now, but I think they're going to be right back in the exact same spot, give or take maybe a place or two, 12th in the Eastern Conference.
Couldn't have been more than a 500 team than the Islanders last year.
82 points.
35, 35, and 12. I mean, every game it seemed like they were going to a shootout or overtime.
Patrick Wall hockey.
Yeah. However, they're minus 36 in goal differential. And what's funny is that their home record is not identical, but they're 19, 17, and 5 at home, 16, 18, and 7 on the road. It's like you're getting the same team every time.
It's that boring.
I'm going to say I'll probably go out on this one. I think Columbus is going to come back a little bit to there. So I think that's the team. The Rangers are going to be. They're not going to have the same season they did last year.
No.
So I'll say in the Metropolitan Division that I think Columbus will have a step back. It's only 7 points. That was the difference between the two last year, the Jackets and the Islanders. I think the Islanders can make that up solely on Matt Barzal being healthy.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm in with Duke on this one. I don't really love this lineup.
No.
Looking
Speaking of Oilers question marks, a lot of question marks with what the Islanders are set to trot out this year.
I'm looking at their depth chart. They got Jonathan Drouin and Kyle Palmieri on the wings on the top line. A couple of my old seatmates, but great guys, great players. But I don't think they're first line guys on a playoff team. That's for sure.
Like, so Kevin, if we're using the comparison to the other teams around them in the standings, like last year, the Flyers, last place in the East, I think they're going to be very close to the same spot again. Like, I just don't think the defense and the goaltending on that team is at a level where they can compete. I think the Bruins will be better. So maybe the Bruins leapfrog above the Islanders, still not a playoff team in my eyes, but maybe the Jackets fall back. I like Sabres, Penguins. They're all kind of in that area. And so I think if we're talking somewhere between 10th and 13th.
Did you mention Detroit too? Yeah.
Detroit. What are we going to do with Detroit?
Well, there's another team. So Detroit was 4 points ahead. And I was just looking at the Met. If you're looking and you say in the conference they're at 12-82, they're 4 back of Detroit. You know, that's another team that they could catch. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're at 12th or lower, but if they jump up to 10,
I think that's
a deal anyway.
I think jumping to 10th is less likely, is more likely than going down to like 15th or 16th. I will say that because they got like veteran players and the defense is still pretty solid. So I'll give them a little bit of credit where it's due there. Over to the Diamond Blue Jays, rubber match tonight in Cincinnati, looking to take the set over the Reds. Ongoing issues inside the bullpen. We did see Eric Lauer come out of the pen last night after a brief stint by Jose Barrios, first start in 10 days after he got bumped in the rotation. Too many arms in the starting lineup for the Jays right now. As a result, issues with the bullpen, overabundance of starters. I think one of those guys needs to make a permanent conversion to the bullpen for the remainder of the season, regular season and playoffs rolled in.
Well, are you saying that like even one more, including Lauer?
Well, you still need 5 starters, obviously, but I'm saying like, I don't know if I might be looking to put Lauer back in the rotation
and bring Barrios
and
out.
I think like put Barrios into the pen because you already bumped him from one start.
I think Schneider's admitted that was a mistake.
Well, I think that was pretty evident last night.
Because when he went, no, because he like when he went to 6 starters for that week, it wasn't much more than that. I think he said that was a mistake, and now to go back to where they are, I'm fine with Barrios where he is for one more start. If he doesn't pitch well, I think he's got Houston coming up. If he doesn't pitch well, then maybe I could see a swap with him and Lauer.
Was that Lauer's first appearance out of the pen?
No.
Did he come? Yeah. I must have missed it if it was over the wedding weekend or something else, but I couldn't track that down in quick looking. So I don't know, like the back end of the bullpen, who's going to be the closer? These are all like, do you see a world, Kevin, that you think that one of the starting pitchers could instead go in to be a closer?
I don't right now, honestly. You know what's funny, Duke? And we talked about this guy, and this would be like an absolutely nutso call to make. However, the Philadelphia Phillies did it a couple years ago with Orion Kerkering. This brought him up and put him in high leverage into the playoffs. And that's where Trey Yesevich fits in here to me. I don't know if he's ready for it. He pitched the other night and had 6 Ks in Buffalo. I don't know if he's ready to handle something like that. But no, in my mind, I still think Hoffman, you know what you're going to, like, he's hit and miss. Dominguez was, he's bringing it at 100 yesterday. So I wouldn't put one of these starters as a closer. And I mean, are you thinking of Max Scherzer? Because a lot of people have been talking about him.
I think I still see Scherzer too valuable as a starter with how he's played in the second half. I don't know what the answer is, but I just think you have to start getting a little more creative in the search for the answer.
Yeah. You know, maybe it's just Savage if he could handle something like that. I have no idea if he can, but he's got the arm, he's got the stuff. We haven't seen it here yet. And again, I'm just using Ryan Kerkering as an example.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia a couple of years ago.
Well, going back, I guess, just to the question itself, I'd be in, Duke. I would definitely be in. I think it's getting too late in the year to keep losing games late like this. I meant to ask Rod about that, what his feeling on Hoffman and kind of how much rope he's got left there.
He doesn't know anything about baseball, so
Wait, he sat with Greg Zahn yesterday. Jay's legend.
Oh, he knows all about the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and that's it.
Already, I just closed my tab that had my questions in it, so bear with me.
I got it. You want me to read
it?
No,
I've got it, Kev. I've got it. NFL previews stopping in Miami this morning with our good friend Elaine Poupart. A lot of question marks. That's kind of the theme of almost the segment today.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, primarily Tyreek Hill, was not named a captain for the first time. And Elena mentioned it. He was named the team MVP his first couple of years with the team. He is still one of the most dynamic receivers in the NFL when he can stay on the field and keep his head screwed on straight. But how things have trended, I don't see him still being a Dolphin by the time this season draws to a close.
I'm going to be sewing in this one, Duke. And I don't think he's even going to get traded. I think he's going to get cut.
Really?
Yeah, he's going to do something.
How much guaranteed money does he have?
I don't know. I shouldn't say that without checking that. But this guy's a ticking time bomb. Last year was awful. I picked him in the fantasy.
I was going to say, this sounds personal.
It is personal. It cost me the draft probably. And he's when you talk about team guys, like he's at the bottom of the list here.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. Of course, I'm going to be in on this too. It's crazy to even think that you would be considered a captain when you've done the stuff you've done, right?
And this is an NFL. Like, this is the NFL. There's like 8 captains on each unit, like offense, defense, and special teams, and he doesn't qualify in those larger parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you stop getting arrested. That might be a start to
good step. Good step number
be a
one.
Leader of the fellas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find how much money he is owed, Kevin. It looks like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because he restructured his contract last year, if I'm reading this correctly, and so his total guaranteed money is like well over $60 million.
Wow.
Total. What that is for this season and forward, I'm not sure, but I have to think it's a good chunk of that. So getting cut, maybe not necessarily in the cards, but I think there will be a long line of trade partners looking for a guy that can still get the job done on the field when he's there. Lastly, this month, we're a couple days into September. It's Sourdough September, Kevin.
Really?
Let that maybe a little hint if your better half wanted to whip up a fresh loaf for us, come in and enjoy one morning. But it's also National Piano Month. I've documented it on the show before. I think the piano is the best instrument to learn to play for many reasons. But the most recognizable piano intro to a song, Garth Brooks, The Dance.
Oh, no, Duke. Here we go again, buddy. You might have to play it for me.
Okay. I'll see if I got. What, you think I have it on hand here?
Well, I mean, that's what.
Yeah, let me just pull out my keyboard here. It's underneath the board that operates the radio.
I thought Sam the Record Man would be on this one. No, I'm going to be out for sure. You know who's in the video of the dance? It's Lane Frost. He's in there, right? That's the one that gets me in that video.
So what's the best one then?
I'm going to go with a better movie than what I liked. A better video, a great movie, great singer, great piano player. Easy. This is an easy choice for me. Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, baby. That's a good one.
You know, even in the movie, and he's playing that a little bit, he's like just playing the very beginning, and the girlfriend or whatever, she says, hey, you got something there. And he goes, it's got potential. So that's where I'm going with Bohemian Rhapsody. Duke, I'm out on your Garth Brooks.
I'm with Kevin.
No, okay, hold on. Let me see what I can do. I'm gonna try and play just the very intro of it. So that's as much as I'm going to play before we get in trouble, because Josh is a total spaz over here.
Kind of reminded me of like the intro to all the Frozen songs.
Those I'm less familiar with, so I wouldn't be able to
says
comment.
Imagine, John Lennon. That's a decent.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good one.
Bad Out of Hell by Meatloaf. Rockford says that one.
Piano crushes, man.
Big piano guy.
Runaway.
Eh? I didn't realize that, Duke. You play?
Aaron.
No, I wish I'd learned how to play an instrument of any variety when I was younger. But if I had to my choice would be the piano.
Cool.
I just think it's the best. It may if you just walk in somewhere and there's a piano, you can just sit down and start tickling the ivories.
Yeah.
You look like such a cool guy.
You do.
True.
My second choice would be Tiny Dancer from Elton John.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Great.
That is a good one. Yeah, I really like that.
Now,
one.
I'll tell you what, Duke, if you ever go to a resort and you're going, where are you going? Mexico? When are you going?
Yeah, end of October, start of November.
Okay, so a lot of these places you've been there, they got a piano in the front, or they got a piano bar,
dueling piano
something
bars
like that.
Yeah.
Well, even at what was the place in the mall here, Levers' place, Pink Red Piano.
Oh, right. Yeah.
How many
they have
times you
one
end
there.
up in there? Like I did quite a few times.
Couple.
And everyone's singing. Everyone's singing to the piano. But
Yeah.
if you know a little bit, Duke, and you're at this resort, wherever, and you sit down and start playing a little bit, you will be the star of the resort.
Do you think I can learn how to play the piano
Yes,
in 2 months?
Yes, you can, without question.
Anybody that's a listener that offers lessons, preferably close to the West End, I'd be interested.
If you zipped in there on a hop at night and did Jerry Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, Duke.
What am I? Who am I? Tom Cruise in Top Gun?
Absolutely. That is. I'm picturing you in the resort, Duke. Man,
I can see it. I don't know if I'm suited to play the piano because having long fingers is helpful, not a requirement. But I've got stubby little, as Kevin would call them, sausage link fingers. Plus, my index finger on my left hand is the one I almost removed with a post pounder, so it doesn't exactly have the best dexterity and touch.
Mm-hmm.
Might hold me back a little bit, but I'm willing to try. I would love to try.
Daryl and Snipes, Piano Man by Billy Joel.
First of all,
classic.
For a song called Piano Man, the guy with the harmonica will not shut the H up. There's way more harmonica in that song than there is piano.
You know what? I'll give Walter a little prop here too. He goes Bruce Hornsby's The Way It Is. He's pounding the keyboards there at the time. The ivories. He's pounding those at the start. A lot of Clocks by Coldplay. Northside Lou says, Old Time Rock and Roll, Patty. A lot of Runaway by Kanye West.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. And so when I phrase this, I'm getting a lot of negative feedback for my choice, which is fine. That's what we do here. But I was like, when I hear those first, we played 3 seconds of it, you immediately know what song that is. It is, and I guess Schlemmer thinks it's a Schlemmer thinks it's a Frozen song. But as someone that's familiar with it, I suppose, it's iconic to me. It is instantly recognizable. And some of these other ones people are texting in absolutely fit the same mold of being immediately identified.
Immediately.
Yeah. All it takes is 3 seconds, the first few notes.
I knew every other song that all the texters sent in. Just say it.
Damn it.
Good stuff, Duke. Coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, we've got Stefan Rosner, NHL.com, covers the New York Islanders. We'll have some open time. Gets a lot of the texts. They're flying in again here right now on 883-401-1440. Text and some open time when we come back. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com. Here is the Duke.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Full set of games once again in the major leagues as the Blue Jays look to take the rubber match against the Reds from Cincinnati. Shane Bieber taking the hill for his third start as a member of Toronto. First pitch there coming up 20 to 5 o'clock Mountain Time. Elsewhere, Tigers hosting the Mets. Rangers are in Arizona. Orioles wrap up their set against the Padres. Dodgers are in Pittsburgh. Mariners taking on the Rays. Red Sox, Guardians. Astros hosting the New York Yankees. And the first place Milwaukee Brewers welcome in the Philadelphia Phillies. From the U.S. Open in New York, currently Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in quarterfinal action against world number 8 Alex de Minaur. They are still in the first set. Coming up in hour 4 of the Kevin Karius Show, we'll be joined by Stefan Rosner from NHL.com covering the New York Islanders. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
How's your summer so far? Are you zipping around in your new truck from Wolf GMC Buick? If not, you should be. GMC employee pricing continues through August on our entire 2025 GMC Sierras, including the Sierra HD lineup. But just August. Who knows what September brings? Costco members save an additional $1,200 on our 2025 Buick lineup and all our new GMC Terrain. We're here for a good time, not forever. Buy the new reliable vehicle and treat yourself. Employee pricing, 0% financing at Wolf GMC Buick.
At Leading Edge Physiotherapy, we believe that life shouldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't know that sometimes it really hurts. I mean, we've seen people at their worst moments in life, when they feel they have nowhere to turn, or at a time when they felt like their problem just wouldn't ever go away. We've also seen people who thought to themselves, it'll just go away on its own, or this is no big deal. I don't want to bother anyone about this. Don't know where to turn to, or think it's no big deal? Either way, we have the technology, techniques, and skills to help you get back to it, whatever your it may be. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
You wanted local sports on weekends. Saturday mornings at 9. Check out the Saturday Sports Setup, where we'll tee up what's happening on the weekend sports.
On-site and in-house rigging inspections and service so they can repair it, replace it, and recertify it. Titan Supply in Edmonton, Grand Prairie, Red Deer, and Calgary, and at TitanSupply.ca. Lift, dig, haul.
We've Johnson, whoa, proud to be local and family owned. Outdoor experience to speak for the day. We've Johnson, whoa, striving to bring you a comfortable home. We've Johnson, whoa.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:09 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. Tons of text rolling in about the most popular, the most iconic intro part of a song by piano. Scotty Hall texted in. He says, but this is keyboard, and I don't know if it falls in. Ray Manzarek from The Doors, Light My Fire. But that's a keyboard. I don't know if it's the same thing. He also says, shout out to all the buddies because he was an ump and a ref in the world's longest baseball game and the longest hockey game. Great segment with Schlemmer, as always. Ranger Nick, you got terrible taste in music by picking Garth Brooks, Duke. Terrible taste.
I mean, he's only one of the most popular and best-selling artists of all time. So I think millions of people would disagree.
Team Dean, it's Bohemian Rhapsody, zero debate.
You want to this is a I don't really think that song's that good.
Really?
It's a classic.
Oh,
It is a classic, and I can appreciate that.
Queen.
But if we're talking like of Queen songs that I'm clicking down to listen to, that's not really near the top of my list.
I don't think that'd be a popular opinion.
I fully
Come on,
acknowledge
Duke.
that. That's fine. I know it's unpopular to say things of that nature. I don't care. I'm not a panderer. I don't pander.
I don't have a name on the text here, but it's a very popular piano intro song. The piano song from Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Fair.
You play that, everyone knows what it's from.
Yeah.
Absolutely everybody knows what it's from. Music Box Dancer, that's another one. That's the one that once you hear it, you know exactly.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. Is there anyone else that caught, or any other text that caught your eye here, Duke? That
I'm not looking at the text line right now. I'm letting the intern put in some work.
Boy, this is something. Oh, Sam the record man.
A lot going on here this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's changing in here, Schlemmer.
November
We have a
Rain
whole
from Chris.
array of staff.
Yeah.
Benny and the Jets, that's another one that came in.
Oh, that's a good jam.
Pod says Metallica, Fight Fire with Fire. I don't recall the piano on that one. Thanks everybody for sending those texts in. We're keeping an eye on the match here between Demon Hour and Felix Auger Aliassime. Now, I didn't see the end of this last one because we were looking at other things, but
I think you just got broke.
Oh, rats. So Felix, because it was a 3-3, right? And now Alex Demon Hour has broken Felix, and
he's serving up 4-3 right now. First set.
Tough. You know, hopefully he can come back. And he's ranked 25th in the world, Felix. Demon Hour is ranked 8th in the world.
Austrian.
Mm-hmm. No, Australia, is he not?
Are they? Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, boy. MTR, a lot of guys. Hotel California, Coach L coming in with that. Big Rig, I agree with Duke. Bohemian Rhapsody is meh. I'd rather listen to many other songs from them. I don't know.
It's a lot of good jams coming in, though. A lot of good songs with piano intros.
Well, again, Duke's correct. If you can master the piano, if you can play the piano, you know, you are a hit. Like, I mean, people think, yes, they bring out the guitars and stuff around the campfires.
I always wanted to learn the guitar.
Did you?
Never did, but I think it'd be cool.
Well, I think
it's like you say, like camping. I used to camp a lot, bring it out by the fire. Kind of impressive.
Do you have any good campfire songs back in the day? You guys would be
campfire songs.
Oh yeah,
geez, I don't know.
Yeah, we used to have some wild ones. Like they're not. You can't even put them on the air.
No.
Room 23 was a classic. I'll sing it to a few people during the break because it's not for air.
A little vulgar.
Yeah.
Save that for Kevin Karius After Dark. Like, if we're talking like comparing the piano to a guitar as an instrument you can play, guitar is great. It's very versatile, but because the guitar you have to go out of your way to like bring out, right? And everybody's got one sitting in the corner of the room. It's like, oh yeah, let me play you a song. Kind of makes like it's not as cool as just sitting down at a piano, like Kevin said, in the hotel lobby or something.
Yeah, that's true.
There's just a little less swag to it.
Hey, what about Spec's wife? Schlemko plays the accordion.
Yeah, that's
now
cool.
There you go. Around
that I would be happy to see somebody bust out. Same as another unpopular opinion. I love bagpipes. I think that I love the sound of them. I could listen to people play the bagpipes all day.
Really?
Yeah, get Gary in here with his Scottish.
No, Gregor McKellar for the Elks. Remember, had him on.
Oh yeah,
and this guy
plays them.
He plays the bagpipes, the offensive lineman for the Elks. He went to Ireland for like a I don't know if it was a competition. So he was in a group that went from
wow, he's legit.
He's Eastern Canada guy.
Legit bagpiper.
Yeah. Coach Al, Lullaby the Kinks, the Sting, the Entertainer. That's another one. Lauren says, you know the Sting? That's once you hear it, you're gonna go, I know what this is from.
Yeah, Lola's a good one too.
Yeah. Titan says, I can't listen to Bohemian Rhapsody without headbanging like Wayne's World and singing like the old video of the drunk guy in the back of the cop car.
He's a fan.
Yes. 10:15 in Edmonton. When we come back, we're going to talk some real stuff, some real hockey. Well, it's true. Like, I mean, I don't mind when shows get off the rails for 2, 3, 4 minutes, Duke. You know, but then you got to get back to reality here, man.
Wow, you must not listen to Fantasy Frenzy.
Oh,
very often.
I do, and I do.
Full hours. No, that's nothing to us. We'll go off the rails for an hour straight without
Anna, Santa Claus, Santa Marita.
The linguistic origin of the name San Antonio. I could take a full show. No problem.
I should know that. I lived there for 2 years.
We got Stefan Rosner from NHL.com. We'll talk a little New York Islanders. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440. And
reduce
YouTube.
fine lines and wrinkles while strengthening your hair with BioSil. It's a clinically proven, Ishura-tested product that helps in the formation of collagen. Find BioSil now at Vitality Health Foods, where customer appreciation is the first Tuesday and Wednesday of every month.
Some people wake up and get dressed for work in a suit and tie or a nice dress. At GS Construction, we're less fashion forward and more putting our best foot forward. We wear hard hats and steel toe boots, and most importantly, we wear 50 years of experience with pride. It's not glamorous, it's definitely not easy, but it matters. We do it well. So if you'd like to be part of something where your work matters, GS Construction is hiring. Just remember, when you come for an interview, ditch the tie. See more at gsconstruction.ca.
A huge thank you for making Sports 1440 the most listened to sports radio station in Edmonton. From Gregor to Karius to Low Tide, we've got in-depth analysis on all your favorite sports. We are Sports 1440.
$1 plus tax for a smooth, small premium roast coffee at McDonald's? That means rich, full-bodied flavor at a price that's just as satisfying. Must be McCafe. Enjoy a small McCafe premium roast coffee for just $1 plus tax at participating McDonald's in Canada. Prices exclude delivery.
At Cougar Paint and Collision, Eileen's no stranger to a little friendly competition.
Graham's a big, tough biker-looking guy, and one of the things that amazes me is how many little old ladies come in and talk to Graham and ask for his advice. Women bring in baking all the time.
Yeah, they bring cookies and pies and all that stuff.
And one lady even brought him a plant.
When life's auto accidents happen, trust Cougar to put her right. No baking or plants required.
Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family.
The ATV Classic is returning to Northern Bear Golf Club.
An international field of professionals will battle it out on their path towards the PGA Tour.
Advance tickets are $20 or upgrade your access to sit greenside in the Sports 1440 Birdie Bar. Presented by Sleeman.
Net proceeds go to Youth on Course to give kids age 6 to 18 access to play golf for just $5.
Come see the future stars of the PGA Tour.
The ATV Classic.
September 11th to 14th.
Get your tickets at atbclassic.com.
What's better than a family reunion? Getting the family discount. At Nisku Ford, you're not just a customer, you're part of the family. And we believe our family deserves the very best.
Our legendary employee pricing has been held over into September. So if you just got back from summer vacation, you can still get the Ford you want with exclusive deals reserved for our closest kin.
The coffee's on. Drive into Nisku Ford or visit niskuford.ca today. Above expectations.
Just in time for the morning skate. This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Coming up to 10:20 in Edmonton, Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, and David Schlemko with you on Sports 1440 on YouTube. David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Check him out at cougarcollision.com. And I'm just seeing, Schlemmer, your old buddy and teammate, Joe Pavelski, heading to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Just announced this morning. Scotty Gomez, Zach Parise also going in, the main three guys. Pavelski, 1,300 games, and Parise played 1,250. It's not a bad class.
Gonna have to maybe take a golf championship weekend off to go into the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I can't golf. I got to go to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. Yeah. Time now for the Puck Report, brought to you by Fountain Tire. Need tires now, but your wallet isn't ready? At Fountain Tire, we've got you covered with 0% financing for 6 months or easy equal payments over 12, but with no interest. Because road ready should also mean wallet ready. See us today. Check them out at fountaintire.com as we welcome in Stefan Rosner from NHL.com. Morning, Stefan. You're with Kevin Karius and the former NHLer, David Schlemko. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 this morning. Really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. Really do appreciate it.
So, what do you make of this New York Islanders team? We talked about them, earlier in the show. We're not exactly sure what we're going to get with them. Do you have an idea, Stefan? What are your expectations for this team heading into the season?
I don't know if they're a playoff team. I think they're a playoff hopeful team like, many teams in the NHL. But I think this year, as opposed to the last couple of years, they're going to have an identity. I think it got lost a little bit. You had the identity line, the way they played when they went to the back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals. But under Patrick Waugh, it was hard to determine what this team really was. And I think, with what Matthew Darch has done with the draft class, the re-signing of Alexander Romanov, they want to be a gritty, aggressive forward-checking team, but also have scoring depth up and down the lineup. And I think with the additions of Druin, getting Shabanov, another year for Siplikov, another year for Holmstrom, I think this team finally has that, identity that they've been trying to get for the last couple of years. So I think they're going to be more consistent than they've been the last couple of years. Are they a playoff team? We'll see. But I think they're definitely going to be more consistent this year than as opposed to the last couple of years.
Oh, Stefan, obviously the biggest news out of Islanders world this summer, the Noah Dobson trade. Obviously got a couple first rounders in the deal. The one player you did get, Emil Heineman. What do you have in him? I guess, what are the expectations for him this year?
Yeah, this was the player that Matthew Darch said had to be in this deal. He fought tooth and nail to get him in the deal. I think this is a guy that, with the Islanders losing Matt Martin and Cal Clutterbuck being now would be 2 years removed, that fourth line's missing that snarl and also that scoring touch. And Heineman showed it. I know he had, he got into that car accident or he got hit by a car last year that kind of, sidetracked his season. But he's a guy that could hit, physical, gets hard on the forecheck, and has a sneaky release. So I think the Islanders are hoping that he could bring both those two elements to a fourth line and make this team much deeper.
What do you make of Matthew Schaefer here? Is he going to be able to crack this roster? Is it better for him if he doesn't? What are your thoughts on when he comes to camp and what he is expected of, and what are your expectations of him?
Yeah, I think he's going to make the team. Now, I think the best route for him would have been to go the college route, go up against older players. Obviously, he didn't play that many games last year due to the injury, but this kid is ultra talented. He's also an unreal human being, so mature for 17, but his skating and edge work. I was talking to one of the Islanders prospect, and he said it's Quinn Hughes-esque. Just the way he's able to command the ice, his vision, his skating, and also he's a young player, but he knows what to do. He seems to make the right reads. I think he's got to get, used to the physicality of the game. Again, he hasn't gone up against adults, but there's an opening on the third pairing for the Islanders blue line, especially that left side there with whether it's Scott Mayfield or Adam Boquist. He'll be fighting up against Isaiah George, who showed well last year in his first stint in the NHL. So I think he makes the team. Like I said, I probably would have gone the college route. I don't think he's going to end up going back to juniors. I think they're going to do what they did with Dobson, where he just gets adjusted at the NHL level, playing whether it's in and out of the lineup or limited minutes until he finally gets acclimated and can be that guy. But I think Schaefer is going to surprise a lot of people. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see him start on the third pairing and maybe work his way up to the second with a Ryan Pulak as the season progresses.
Wow.
What about speaking of college hockey, I guess, Cole Yzerman? I'm not sure his plan. Is he planning on making the jump this year, or is he going another year at college?
He's going another year of college. I think that's what's best for him. I wouldn't rush this kid at all. Obviously, for the draft, he fell because everyone thought he was a one-dimensional player. Remember, Jay Pandolf in an interview said he is much better away from the puck than they thought. And I think you saw it at Islanders development camp after the draft. For everyone that doesn't know, the Islanders really haven't held development camp after the draft under Lou in quite some time. So most of the prospects that were college prospects never were able to go to rookie camp. So it's actually the first time we were seeing Cole Yzerman donning blue and orange with other guys like Danny Nelson. So kid's got a ridiculous release. It's special. The question is, can he hit the net and can he do other things to play in the NHL? Because the Islanders have had guys like this, Oliver Wahlstrom, Kiefer Bellows, where they're very one-dimensional, but in today's NHL, or even in the NHL in the past, you can't stick that way, and especially when you're starting in a bottom six role. So I think for Cole, he's going to go back, keep adjusting and growing his two-way game. But I think this is a kid that the Islanders are really high on. They're hoping that in a couple of years, he could be a middle six, 30 goal scorer for this team, because it's something that the Islanders desperately need.
Stefan Rosner with us from NHL.com. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko with you on a Wednesday morning on Sports 1440 and YouTube. Matthew Barzal, man, when you lose a player for that length of time of that caliber, it really shows. What's his status? How do you think he's ready to go here for the start of the season?
Yeah, he's going to be ready to go for camp. They're going to move him back to center. He had been playing the last year and a half, and obviously the injuries derailed last year with Bo Horvat. And I think you saw him really turn into this defensive kind of forward. He was making the right reads without the puck. He was stripping guys. He was doing a lot of great things. I think he learned from Bo Horvat the importance of a two-way game. And I think going back to center, he's going to take those things. Now, the Islanders have to find the right flanks for him. That's going to be the biggest question. The biggest key was, who's going to play with Horvat and Barzal? They got Duclair. He got injured as well. He wasn't the same when he returned. So the question is, who Barzal's winger is going to be? But the biggest thing for Barzal is just commanding the center of the ice. That's his natural position. His skating and his edge work is elite, but he's going to be ready to go. And if he's healthy, that bodes well for the Islanders. But when he's out of the lineup, he's clearly missed. And especially with the new power play coach coming in, Bennett from Colorado, Barzal is going to have to be that catalyst for puck moving on the power play, because you can't make the playoffs with the power play they had last year, which was second to last in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
So with Brock Nelson gone, guys like Cole Yzerman at least a year away, I guess, how much pressure and expectation is put on guys like Jonathan Drouin, Kyle Palmieri to kind of carry the load offensively?
Oh, tremendous. Yeah. I mean, the Islanders knew when they traded Brock Nelson, they weren't getting a guy that could produce the way he's produced consistently coming back. Now, they did get Callum Ritchie, and he's a big question mark. Is he going to make this team out of camp? With the Islanders moving Barzal back to center, that puts a lot of pressure on Barzal as well. Obviously, his face-off numbers aren't great. We saw Anders Lee at times, Pajot playing on his wing and taking those face-offs. But for a guy like Callum Ritchie, he has a chance to really shock the Islanders a little bit and win a job. They could always move Barzal back, but I think, there's pressure on everyone in the lineup. That's why, getting guys like Shabunov, Drouin, another year for Holmstrom, Siplikov, who was supposed to be a goal scorer, came over and was more of a playmaker. Can he take those strides? You mentioned David Emil Heineman. Can this guy be a guy that could produce? That's why for the Islanders, I think the biggest thing is they might not have that elite star power, but what they'll have this year, or they should have, is depth scoring. And they've had depth in the past, but it's never been that depth scoring. So I think it's going to be a team effort to fill Brock Nelson's shoes, because, guys like that don't grow on trees.
Stefan Rosner with us on Sports 1440. I just wanted to circle back to the draft and to have three picks, number one overall. Obviously, we discussed Matthew Schaefer, but to be at 16 and 17, I'll work backwards. Kashan Aitchison, I think this could be one of the steals of the draft. This guy is going to be, in my estimation, a really, really good NHL player. Give us a status, give us an update, what the Islanders see in him.
Yeah, I think we talked about it before with that aggressive style and nature. That's what Darch was looking for. He pretty much, I would call Aitchison, he's Romanov, but from here, not Russia. He's a guy that will hit anything that moves, but also everyone forgets that Aitchison could score goals. I think he scored 26 goals last year. So this is a guy that just, he has to mature. He has to work on his skating. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, whether he makes the NHL or not. But he's going to go back to juniors this past year. He didn't go the college route. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, I think the Islanders are really high on Aitchison. And I think he's a guy that maybe is never going to be more than a bottom pairing D-man. But that is so important in winning Stanley Cups and winning consistently, is having guys you could trust with 20 plus minutes of ice time on the penalty kill. And if you could provide that offense, that's even better for a team like the Patrick Watt team that wants to be all about transitioning and scoring off the rush.
Was there some talk that he might try the NCAA route too, Stefan, or was it all, pretty well a done deal that he was going to be heading back to Barrie? And also, I don't see his contract situation. Is that what's going on there?
Yeah, he hasn't signed his ELC yet. There's no real need to do it. It'll probably happen at the end of this upcoming season here. I think there were talks about the college route, given that, the team he's on is going to play big minutes. I know some college programs, seniority might take a part. So I think it's the right move for him to go back to juniors, and then you could reassess and see what happens next year. But yeah, I'm assuming he'll sign his ELC, or I was told at least he'd sign his ELC at the end of this year. But like I said, the Islanders have high hopes for him for sure.
Yeah.
Just lastly, one more on Dobson. Obviously a huge hole left, points from the back and quarterback in the power play. Is there a certain player, maybe like Pollock, maybe even Schaefer, D'Angelo, that's going to get the opportunity to run that power play, or is it going to be just kind of a replaced by committee thing?
Yeah, I think D'Angelo is a guy that's going to get that opportunity first and foremost. Then again, though, Schaefer, if he earns the opportunity to play on the power play, whether it's power play 1 or power play 2, he's going to get it. His ability to skate on that blue line and make those quick plays, like I said before, he could do it. But D'Angelo's the guy that fit in so well with Patrick Waugh last year at 5-5. The power play struggled with D'Angelo there, but I think that was more schemes. We'll find out if it was the players or the schemes now under Bennett. But yeah, I think it's going to be by committee because, like I said, the Islanders have to find a way to be probably 18% or more if they want to make the playoffs this year. So it'll be by committee. But yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if come the end of the season and Schaefer does make this team that he's a catalyst at the point.
When you look at the game plan down the road for this team, and a guy that I'm sure that's going to be asked upon at trade deadline is going to be a guy like Anders Lee, who's in the final year of his contract, as you know, Stefan. Do you think there'll be a lot of people knocking on the door of Matthew Darche for a guy like Anders Lee come the trade deadline?
Yeah, I think leadership, obviously, and just the kind of style he plays fits playoff hockey. But if he does what he did last year and the resurgence, if you will, showing that he's, he has a lot left in the tank, he's going to be one of those top prize possessions at the deadline. And a guy like Jean-Gabriel Pageau, same thing. A lot of teams were calling the Islanders about Pageau, final year at $5 million annually. But the Islanders weren't really willing to move on from him yet. I think obviously that makes sense. You probably get more from him at the deadline. But yeah, the Islanders have Lee and Pageau as two guys that are they're gonna get a lot of phone calls about them. And I think for the Islanders, you're more likely to see Pageau be on the move with Callum Ritchie probably ready to step in, and the centers that they do have. I wouldn't be shocked if Anders Lee signed a short-term deal like Kyle Palmieri just got. If he doesn't want to be here, if the Islanders are out of it and Anders wants to go chase a cup, I think that's the only way he gets traded is if he voices, hey, I'm ready to move on. But I would be shocked. I think Anders Lee is going to sign a short-term extension at some point and be here for the rest of his career.
How would you describe Bo Horvat's time so far on the island?
Yeah, I think he puts a lot of weight on himself. I think even when it's not his fault, he told me that he wants to be the guy on the line that makes everybody around him better. And he said at times that he wasn't the case. Now, I think for him, it's unfortunate. He comes to the Islanders a month later. That's a couple of years ago. A month later, Barzal's out for the rest of the season. They get 1 year together of dominance. They play great together. And then this year you get Duclair and Barzal both out. So I think it's kind of been tough for Horvat to have consistent line mates. And he's kind of a player that, read and react. I think him and Jonathan Drouin, given Drouin's playmaking ability and the way Horvat plays, the give and goes, I think that'll bode really well. We'll see who's on the right side. But I would say Horvat trade has been a success. I think he's been good. I think there's another level he can get to. And I think line mates truly help. But he's a two-way specialist, and he's got a quick shot from the bumper. And I think for the power play, especially this year, that's what the Islanders need to try to execute is get that pass, get him open, and let him rip it.
Most recent signing, second-round pick from last year, Daniil Prokhorov. Is he anywhere close, or you have a projection for him?
Yeah, so he got a PTO with Dynamo Moscow in the KHL, which I think we were a little bit shocked about. Young kid, he had played in their junior league over there. And he got a 2-year, two-way deal out of that. And people are saying, okay, he's going to play over there. But he had an NHL opt-out in his contract. If he got an NHL contract, he'd come over here. He was drafted in the second round of the CHL import draft by Sarnia. And so what I think is going to happen here is the reason that he signed his ELC is to get him out of that KHL contract and come play for Sarnia. I know things are in the works. There's still work left to do to get that to happen. But I think you could see him in North America as soon as this year. We'll see what the CBA rules. If at 19 next year, he's 18 now, 19, he could play in the AHL. But I think he's closer than people think. He's a guy that huge guy, but he's got soft hands. And I think for the Islanders, like I said, that aggressive style, what Darche is trying to build, he fits that mold to a T, and he could be another part of that third, fourth line kind of guy down the line when the Islanders have contracts coming off the books.
What's the overall feeling, I guess, in the tri-state area, Stefan, in the sense, Islanders, Rangers, don't make the playoffs? There were so many high expectations for the New Jersey Devils. A lot of people had them at the start of the year to, challenge for the Stanley Cup. So what's that feel like going into this season?
Definitely competitive for sure. Islander and Ranger fans hate each other. The Devils throw them in there as well. And I think, all three teams have a lot to prove this year. The Rangers obviously have to prove that last year was a one-off, and under Sullivan, they could get back to being a cup contender. The Devils, it just feels like with the New Jersey Devils, they're just a huge injury away from, being out of it. They definitely have more depth around them. They got goaltending a lot stronger with Markstrom. But for the Islanders, they have a lot to prove as well. This is a new era under Matthew Darche, so obviously he's got to make a good first impression this year. He kept Patrick Waugh, so that's on him to see how Patrick Waugh does. But I think the Islanders ultimately there's so much more energy and excitement around this team given all the changes moving on from Ulan Murillo. Social media has obviously been a big part of that, opening up practices, which we haven't had. But the hype's real around the Islanders. Matthew Schaefer making the team would mean everything for the fan base. But yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting year. I think 2 of those 3 teams make the playoffs. I think it's easier probably for the Islanders to finish as the 3rd seed in the Metro than a wild card team. But yeah, a high expectations for all 3 teams. We'll see which 2 probably get in.
Did you think that Patrick Waugh was going to be Matthew Darch's guy, Stefan, or did you? And maybe is that a relationship that can survive, flourish? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for Patrick Waugh is you're bringing him for his fiery personality. He hates losing more than he loves winning. And I think not that Lou, put handcuffs on him and what he could do, but Lou didn't let him pick his assistant coaches. I don't think he was able to run every scheme that he wanted to run. I think now with Matthew Darch saying, not only am I bringing you back, Patrick, but pick your assistant coaches. You want to play the same way I want to play. Like Lou wanted to play those 1-0, 2-1 games. And ironically for a goalie, Patrick Waugh wanted to win those 5-4, 6-5 games. And I think in today's NHL, you've seen the toll it took on the Islanders that are still here from those Eastern Conference finals. That 1-0, 2-1, having to be perfect defensively and shut down takes a toll mentally and physically. And I think the Islanders could play a little looser. They still have to be really good defensively in front of Sorokin. They need Sorokin to be at his best. But yeah, I think this is definitely a marriage with Darch and why that can flourish. We just have to see it happen because Darch did get players that should help Waugh's system flourish at 5-on-5. We just got to see it in action.
I can't imagine what the scene's going to be like here in the next month in New York with the Mets and the Yankees. Of course, we got Giants and Jets rolling here, and Stanley Cup playoffs. Months and months away with the regular season just starting with camps and things like that. But man, it's going to be good to be in the Big Apple, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, they haven't won anything in a very long time over here. I think New York fans are absolutely starving. But yeah, I like it, the Giants and Jets. It never works out. There's always hype around these football teams, and then after like 3 weeks, it's game over for most of them. So It's exciting time. New York sport fans are something else.
Good stuff. Hey, Stefan, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Camp's right around the corner. Enjoy it. We'll talk soon. Take care.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a great one.
That's Stefan Rosner from NHL.com, covers the New York Islanders, and that's the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. Hey, you need tires right now, but your wallet isn't ready. It doesn't matter because they got everything taken care of with easy payments and no interest. Check them out, fountaintire.com.
Is anyone surprised that the French-Canadian GM kept the French-Canadian coach?
You know what?
After playing in Montreal, I'm not.
No. Probably not. I guess that's a fair comment. I mean, Patrick Waugh, we know how fiery he is. We know that he is emotionally invested.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there will be some like heated exchanges in French, like on the plane and the bus and stuff between those two after games.
Just to update you at the U.S. Open, Alex de Benauer defeated Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-4 in the first set. They're just starting set number 2. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts. We'll let you know about little preseason action at Rogers Place coming up next Friday for the Oilers and Flames. Man, here we go.
Back at her.
Yeah, here we go. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, David Schlemko, Duke of Delburne with you, as well as Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man on Sports 1440 and on YouTube.
The biggest game of the season, your Edmonton Elks Labor Day rematch with the Calgary Stampeders on Saturday, September 6th. It's the Next Gen game presented by National Bank. Kids get in free with a paid adult P5 ticket, and tickets start at just $20. Score yours at goelks.com.
The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. The all-new redesigned 2026 XC90 is here. Test drive the ultimate evolution in luxury. Lease or finance a 2025 XC60 from 0.49% and save $5,000. Finance or lease a 2026 XC40 from 2.99%. Come and discover the deals now at Volvo Cars Edmonton. Great vehicles, better service. The Midsummer Sales Event is on now at volvocarsedmonton.com.
Blue Jays fans, this weekend and every weekend, you can catch Toronto Blue Jays ball games right here on Sports 1440. Ben Schulman provides the play-by-play. You provide the chips and beer. Check out the Blue Jays this weekend on Edmonton's home for sports. Sports 1440.
At Fountain Tire, you can save $50 off tire storage with the purchase of 4 select tires now until September 30th at participating locations. Okay. Or you could squeeze them into your backseat, possibly causing upholstery damage, drive them home, struggle, sweating buckets trying to get them out of your vehicle, resulting in you feeling guilty for not going to the gym more often, or at all. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Totally up to you.
Definitely $50 off the tire storage.
You got it. Book your appointment today at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. It's not lost on me that this radio ad competes with a lot of other dealerships on the air. So what sets us apart? Honesty. At Northgate, we believe in giving you the very best price we can with the most value possible. We aren't giving away free trips or paying off your credit cards, but it is my promise you will get exactly what you paid for every time. Stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Ah, summer. The sun's out, the road's calling, and your car said, nope. Don't let your summer road trip turn into a roadside nap. Swing by Napa Auto Parts. Napa has the trusted tools, smarts, and quality parts for all your automotive needs this summer. Get your vehicle ready for the road and just in time for your kids to start testing your patience and sanity.
Are we there yet?
With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Score an A-plus deal on 5G Ultra Home Internet from Explore. Switch to incredible internet speeds and get a $100 gift card for a limited time. Upgrade today at explore.ca.
Every morning, you look in the mirror and see less of yourself. Hair loss can feel like losing a part of who you are.
But it doesn't have to be that way. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we understand the pain of hair loss. Our advanced hair restoration solutions won't just bring back your hair, they'll help you face the mirror with confidence.
Good morning, you sexy beast. Visit drvanceelliott.com today because it's time to be the man you remember.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
With David Schlemko and the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440 and on YouTube. So on Friday, September 12th, the Flames rookies will take on the Oilers rookies again at Rogers Place. So that's 7 o'clock puck drop. Camp will get underway a few days earlier for all the rookies. Matt Savoy, Ike Howard will be in the lineup that night. Guys like Bo Akey will be in the lineup. Just trying to go down the list. Connor Clattenburg was a late draft pick, and a lot of people like his, in vinegar. He's sort of
likes to mix it up.
Yeah, like he's not a guy that is going to be a top 6 forward in the NHL, but you never know. He could be a
energy guy,
energy disturber. You know?
What are they charging to go to a rookie game?
Tickets are available. Advance tickets for $20 per person.
That's very reasonable.
Game day available for $25. So if you want to get them in, a little earlier, just go to edmontonoilers.com/tickets. Then they'll go to Calgary the Sunday. So Friday here, Sunday in Calgary. Season opener, Wednesday, October 8th. It's like a month.
It's coming fast.
Some away. Felix Auger-Aliassime won the first game of the second set. He had service, so Demon Hours got service right now. Text 833-401-1440. Look at that, Duke. Talking Rob wants any love for Desperado by the Eagles. Little piano for you there.
Another one of my favorites. I actually prefer the Clint Black version.
Gareth, Superstition by Stevie Wonder.
Is that a piano?
I don't know.
That's almost more like
I like Billy's Bloody Well Right by Supertramp. Now, that's a
good
piano.
one.
When you hear that, you know that what's coming, Duke.
Yeah. Lots of great options. There's no shortage.
We've got a lot of 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton too. Is Low Tide taking over the show early?
Low Tide, all of his
What's going
burners are texting in.
Criminal Mind by Styx.
I don't know that one.
Well, isn't that like, I know Gowan. Isn't that Criminal Mind by Gowan? And I don't know.
I don't know. I know Smooth Criminal by,
that one.
by MJ. Also
Really?
Alien Ant Farm.
Wow. So you want to go watch a little of this tennis later, Schlemmer? Are you golfing today? What are you doing?
No, not golfing today. I don't know, 3 days in a row is a little much for me. I might take the week off.
Oh, really?
Just think about my 91. Just let it ruminate.
Be on the back. That's the old. I think someone said to me years ago, like I shot 95 or something, and someone said, "How the hell did you shoot 95?" Yeah.
Well, you know what? Like usually when I smack one into the trees, I just go like drop it by the trees. But no, it's like if it's not red staked, you gotta go hit 3 off the tee. So when you're doing that like 5 times on the back 9, they add up pretty quick.
And it's the old. I think it's from Tin Cup. It's the line like, "How would a professional golfer? How about a great ball striker like yourself?" And I think he shot 82 in the first round of in Tin Cup. Kevin Costner, and I think that was what was his name? Don Johnson giving him the gears, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Josh, the movie experts, he's got his arm up. Yeah. How would a great ball striker like yourself shoot an 82? And something to the effect, lipped out on 18 would have been an 81. Is that correct, Josh? Is that correct? Bang on. Thank you, big guy. Appreciate it. Text 833-401-1440. Eddie Steele, 91. He said he's one of us. Oh, Schlemmer.
Yeah.
How about Eddie?
Every dog has their day.
85, Eddie. 85, Eddie. And has he cracked 90 this year, Duke?
Yeah, I think he shot a couple 88.
I love when Eddie comes in and says, "Oh, hey man, shot 42 on 9."
It's great 9. Yeah. There you go.
Cat Dad, Criminal Minds was done by Gowan. So Criminal Minds done by Gowan.
I just found another one because I had 50 unread messages on the inbox here from the past couple segments. This is another big oversight by me because this is one of my all-time favorites. Walking in Memphis. The opening
that's a good one.
Tinkling of the piano keys.
Yeah.
Great one. That's one of my go-to karaoke songs.
You singing it?
Walking in Memphis? Oh, yeah, buddy.
Okay, well,
and I crush every time.
Let's hear a little
Let's
bit.
just give us a little taste.
No.
Come on now.
I'm shy, Kevin.
Okay, well, you got to do it on Friday, on Playlist Friday then.
Okay.
Really?
We'll do some Eddie Petty, but with Walking in Memphis.
I can't. I'll be tuning in for that.
It'll get clipped and put in the ensemble of all of Eddie's singing. I've got those all compiled together. Laid on the line, free falling. He's a natural.
Yeah, I think I heard the free falling. That's a good one.
I can't listen to that without crying, laughing. Like it could be every day for months in a row. I will still laugh just as hard as the first time it happened.
Schlemmer, are you fired up for the NFL season to start tomorrow?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are your expectations for the Dallas Cowboys after the Micah Parsons trade?
Nothing good, honestly. I know they're supposed to be America's team. I don't know if they're popular in Canada too, but I've always just kind of hated the Cowboys. I'm not a Dak Prescott fan. I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Well, let me throw this at you. Were you ever on a team that, Micah Parsons is their best defensive player? Was.
Yeah.
CD Lamb, you could say, is their best player. I mean, I don't think people would argue with that. Were you on a team where one of the best players was traded? I mean, even we're just talking, with Stefan Rosner, like Noah Dobson was one of the best players on the Islanders.
Yeah, it throws a wrench into things, definitely. My second year, I believe it was in Montreal, was when Pacioretty, all that whole drama saga was going on with Alan Walsh tweeting out stuff, and
he tweets a lot.
It's just such a distraction. I remember, like, you're at his golf tournament. He's the captain of the team, and he's hosting the charity golf tournament, and just trying to talk about the city and giving back and everything. And all the media wants to talk about is the contract. Did you ask for a trade? Did you ask for this? And it's just a distraction.
Kind of like what we're hearing here now.
A little bit.
Are you surprised?
But you're not hearing that Connor wants out.
No.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Do you think that this is like John Shannon said, and this came in late last week, John Shannon, he's kind of plugged in.
Yeah.
He said he doesn't think this gets done until even the regular season starts. Like, to me, that's another month. Like we said, it's October 8th. We're looking at a month and 5 days. Man.
I mean, I'm just thinking, okay, now the Team Canada thing's over. He's going to be rolling into town. Both sides have had all summer to think about what they want to do. What's best for Connor? What's best for the team? How much is there left to think about? What is there left to sort out before this does become a distraction?
Yeah. Again, when you look at it, there isn't another place that he can go and play that he has a better chance to win.
No, the money's going to be commanding.
And not only that, but the players that you would get in return, they're not coming here. They all have no movement clauses. That if you want to talk about 6 teams right now that have the chance to win the Stanley Cup, you can throw them all out there. They're Colorado, they're Dallas, it's Vegas, it's the Oilers, it's Florida. Yes, if they make the playoffs. But you know what I mean? Like, none of these players, they all have no movement clauses. They all signed in those places because they want to stay there. They're not coming here.
They're locked in because they're on a good team and they want to win. Right?
And
exactly where Connor is right now.
Exactly.
So I don't see him leaving, but I also, like, at this point, I don't really see what the holdup is either.
Yes. I mean, I think a lot of people feel that way. Oh, well, look at this. Duke, you got to read this one because I can't even get through it. Here we go.
This is from Scott Hall. He's in with some corrections and facts for us about Styx and Lawrence Gowan. Gowan joined Styx in 1999-ish, taking over for the Putz Dennis T. Young. He's been a core member of Styx ever since, and knowing this, having been with them, watch and listen to Styx live, playing Criminal Mind way better. And he would admit that from Scott Hall. It's fire, and it fits your piano intro segment.
Now, Corey has the best text of all time right now.
Hard to argue with that.
Corey, this is the best text of all time. Surprised KK didn't mention Chantal Kreviasek for great piano start songs. Like, come on, man.
I thought she played the violin.
No. Like that, I might have to change from Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a good
and
one.
that's Leaving on a Jet Plane.
Most popularly done by Chantal Kreviasek.
It's pretty big, dude.
I'm thinking of the scene in that movie, like
Sunshine
White
on My
Chicks.
Shoulders.
Have you ever seen the movie White Chicks?
Great movie.
They start singing that.
1,000 Miles. Or when you think when they sing on a jet plane.
Whatever the piano.
Yeah,
song.
like when Terry Crews is 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. That's another. It's a very recognizable piano intro for sure.
Well, Schlemmer, so a day off from golf. What's the plans for the weekend? Oh, look at that! Felix just went through the legs. But
I got a kid who's turning into a teenager this weekend, so I'll be busy.
Yeah, party.
Yeah, birthday party, family dinner, all the things. It's a busy time of the year for me.
Wow, good for you. We'll have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you too.
Next time you're on the course, hit them straight, big fella.
Can only get better than the last round, my friend.
That's our co-host, 9 to 11, David Schlemko, powered by Cougar Paint and Collision, our family helping your family for over 40 years. Thanks to all of our guests today. I really appreciate everyone coming on. Alain Poupart from Sports Illustrated covers the Miami Dolphins. Mark Specter from Rogers Sportsnet, the newest Edmonton Elk. Carter O'Donnell, Rod Peterson from the Rod Peterson Show, and Stefan Rosner from NHL.com. And again, our co-host on Wednesdays, David Schlemko. Coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Halley and the Duke of Delburne. 12 o'clock, we got the Lowdown with Alan Mitchell till 2. 2 to 6, the Jason Greger Show will drive you home. We've got Fox Sports all night long until we are back with you tomorrow at 7 bells with our co-host Ladislav Schmid. Before all of that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Culligan for all your residential water needs, your local water treatment company, more than just big bottles. Hey, Culligan, man, check them out at culligan.com. Hey, thanks everybody for listening this morning. Really appreciate it. And thanks for watching too, as well, now on YouTube. Really appreciate everyone being a part of the show. And thanks for all the great texts and all the superb interaction. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Here is the Duke.
The Sports 1440 update.
Another full slate in the major leagues of baseball today, including the Toronto Blue Jays looking to take the rubber match against the Reds from Cincinnati. First pitch at 22:05 Mountain Time. Shane Bieber on the hill for Toronto. Elsewhere, a couple games set to get underway just after the top of the hour. Marlins are in Washington. Tigers hosting the Mets. Later this afternoon, Rangers taking on the D-backs. Padres host the Orioles. And into the evening slate, Mariners, Rays, Guardians, Red Sox, Yankees, Astros, as well as the first place Milwaukee Brewers playing host to the Philadelphia Phillies. From the U.S. Open in New York, Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in quarterfinal action against world number 8 Alex de Minaur. Auger-Aliassime losing set number 1 and currently up in the second set. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. I'm Brandon Douglas. That's your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in